Is it some devil that crawls inside of you?
We are live. Holy fuck, it's been a minute. Welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Dallas Bronson of the Bad Etiquette Podcast. I'm joined here by Sleepy Remy the dog. He's just chilling on my bed doing nothing, just like me. He's a real, what do you call it? He's a dreamer, not a doer. And joined by my esteemed guest and great friend, Nelson Almodovar.
How's it going, everybody?
Oh my goodness. Don't talk to them. Talk to me. They're not even here yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because if you start talking to them, you're going to start thinking about their interpretations and reactions of things, and it's really not going to behoove the conversation.
It is a trip, though, because we were just talking right now, and it didn't feel like anybody... Now I do feel like people are listening, though.
Isn't that weird?
That is a trip. That's a mind fuck. Wow.
I was going to tell you, but I realized I was like, we are talking so much before the show that we're not getting any good conversation on here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
so I was like, I gotta shut up. I gotta leave.
I know, like, motherfucker. If you guys were here before the podcast, bro,
you would have heard some shit. You would have heard some shit. Actually, it's funny because I'd make the joke like, oh, we'd be getting canceled, but I don't even want to joke about that shit right now.
Man, you know what? It's did you see? I don't want to throw Joe Rogan on the bus. But like,
are you gonna throw him under the bus?
No, I'm
is
not.
His $100 million shell gonna crack when it gets thrown under the bus?
But did you see the shit like where it's like, oh, he laughed at a Joey Diaz joke? Did you see that?
That was the stupidest.
And it's like, this is gonna be canceled, Joe Rogan. Like, no one should support him. Like, boycott Spotify, and people are like, shut the fuck up. Like,
dude, he laughed at some dude. If laughing at some fucked up shit someone says gets you canceled, I need to be shot up against a wall.
It's so like, I don't get about the whole cancel culture thing. It's like people acting like they never did anything fucked up before. Like, no one's acting like they never fucked up before.
Well, and if you think about it, who's fucking canceling the people? It's nobodies. It's fucking nobodies. It's losers. It's people who do nothing bitches. It's people that don't have anything to show for their lives anyways. I don't fucking respect or give a shit what any cancel culture fuck has to say, because it's like, why would I trust you? You're on fucking, you have an internet connection and an attitude, and you're supposed to be the authority on what the fuck this person's life's gonna play out.
What is
afterwards.
that? Like, I don't understand how that like changed, because these really people like there really are nobody. Like, maybe they're trying to figure some shit out, but it's like,
bless their heart.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you get to say like how someone's career and life goes? Like, but who gives those people these power?
I was watching a fucking stand-up special from one of our favorite comedians who will go nameless, and dude says the N-word like within the first 10 minutes. Like multiple times. White guy. I don't give a shit if a black guy says the N-word. That's like his bread and butter. So
I can't think of who that is.
You'll be surprised when I tell you, but it was like, it's so funny how this never came up, because I'm pretty sure everyone would try to cancel him now if they knew about it, but it's such a like unknown thing. And it fucking I don't know why I'm fucking hiding who it is. It's Joe Rogan. He has this special where he's in the first 10 minutes, he's impersonating a white Southern racist guy jacking off to like interracial porn.
Oh,
and he's like talking he's like impersonating this guy talking shit about the black guys fucking the white chicks in the porn, and he says the N-word a couple times as the like Southerner. Mm-hmm. And I was like, just fucking went over right over my head. Didn't even hear it. It was just like, oh, that's like,
because it's a character.
Character. I mean, he wouldn't do that today, I don't think.
No.
But back then, it was 20 years ago. It was just 20 years ago.
See, like, I would even...
I know how that sounds. I'm not trying to like give someone a pass. I don't think anyone should just be throwing the N-word around as a white guy. It was just fucking... Oh, you had said something and it made me think about this. I don't remember what you said.
I don't remember either. It was something about... There's something about like cancel culture. I was like just like thinking like, would that be offensive? Would that be unethical? Like if you're being a character who you're making fun of. Well, because he's not like siding on the side of the racist. No, he's like making fun of him. I personally don't think like he's making fun of him. Like
he is, but also you could argue, just to be the devil's advocate, which apparently is also canceled.
No, it's not. Is it really?
Shit? Dude, oh my God. There's nothing funnier than people be like, you just want to be the devil's advocate because you want to be the edgy white guy and you want to pause conversation between people. And it's like, dude, you don't fucking understand. If you don't have devil's advocate, that means you can only have a conversation with the actual people you disagree with. And then it's probably not going to go that well. No. If we have like, so when you go to a jiu-jitsu academy or a boxing gym, or you go to the driving range, you practice your golf swing, you practice your Kimura traps, you fucking practice your kickboxing combinations. You don't just go up to someone and hit them, right? You have these like conversations. You try to understand.
You got to get those reps in.
If I think of something that contrasts with how you feel, but I don't believe it, I'll use it I'll say, hey, to play devil's advocate, what do you think about this? And then you think about it critically, which is what that's for. Fuck. You got to be a fucking retard to not fucking.
Man,
sorry.
Yeah,
that's not. I just got heated. Anyways, sorry, Nelson. Excuse me. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Man, I don't even remember. But no, you have to think critically though. That's so, like, it's so odd. Like that, I don't know, you can't like debate.
You were asking me, like, would that character be...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think that everyone's intelligent enough that they can manage a joke without finding a way to say the N-word. You know what I mean?
You know what? Yeah, but it adds more. Because, like, let's be honest. Like, we're looking at a redneck racist white guy.
Yeah.
He's not going to, like, hide the N-word.
True.
So it's like, you got to make that character believable.
But also, he didn't have to write a joke about that either.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 years ago, it was probably just like, oh, there you go. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying you can't write jokes about this or whatever. Obviously, I think everyone should be able to say whatever the fuck they want. And if you don't like it, then you don't support them. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. Now, I don't think you should incite violence. I don't think you should say things that make violence happen, but
you know what? I just saw this documentary. Oh man, I wish I knew the name of it because he gave me a good.
I saw this great documentary. I couldn't tell you what it was.
It's on Netflix and it's about like Antifa and the alt-right. And I thought I was going to know everything, like, oh, these motherfuckers, like both these sides.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you know what? And believe it or not, I gained a lot more sympathy for people on the left than I did before. Because I'm like, you know what? Like, I see why you're in this mindset. Because you are kind of like, these people go to war with each other all the time. Like, alt-right people are just like, trying to like be white separatists and everything. It's like fucking crazy. And then like they're starting to like gain people, which is terrifying. Because before like I grew up, like there's a Ku Klux Klan, it's like it's just a bunch of dumb rednecks. Rednecks would be. But then like now there's people like the alt-right where it's like this Richard Spencer guy. I think he's dumb and and anyone can reasonably debate him, but he's smart enough to get people to join him. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Like that is kind of a threat where you can get this like young white kid that's in this weird space, you know, like with everything going on.
You know how easy it is to tell a young white kid that, hey, people are coming for your way of life.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. And if you phrase it that way, they're going to think, oh shit, they are coming for my way of life. I'm going to join the people that say they're on my side.
And there's also the thing of like, let's say you listen to someone like Ben Shapiro and you're a conservative person. Yeah. Ben Shapiro, definitely not a racist, not anti-Semitic.
He's Jewish, guys. Stop calling him anti-Semitic and a Nazi.
It's crazy. Fuck. But it's like, okay, so you're watching that guy, and then everyone's like, anyone who watches Ben Shapiro is a fucking Nazi. And so you're being constantly called a Nazi, and next thing you know, the only person sticking up for you is the Nazis. So
Yeah.
it's just a tribal thing. Like, well, who's sticking up for me?
And not
saying
not
that's
the
no-
real Nazis, but the people you're calling Nazis.
Nazis. But even, well, that's the thing.
And
It's
then
the
also Richard
alt-right
Spencer,
people that
who are
take the
Nazis.
Ben Shapiro people. And it's same with like Jordan Peterson. Like Jordan, like
He shouldn't even be in the same conversation. I can't believe anyone calls him a Nazi or alt-right or
it's-
anything.
I didn't see that documentary about him, but it's
I
funny.
didn't watch it either.
I haven't seen it either, but he is so misinterpreted. Just what I've like read on Quillette and everything. Which, if anyone's listening, read Quillette.
What's that?
Quillette is a great blog, and it's got like smart intellectual thinkers that like it's not like
I've never heard that in the same sentence before. It's
What?
a great blog, smart intellectual thinkers.
Yeah,
Usually doesn't
the power-
coincide.
I know. Well, man, I'm getting off topic, but back to Peterson. It's
Yeah.
like people see him as like, oh my God, he is like, think he's gonna be the next Hitler, and like you're ridiculous. And then there's also people that on the right, they're like, see, he knows that men are superior to women, and they'll like
that's wrong, too.
misinterpret. Yeah, and they're completely wrong. Like that's not what he's saying either. So. And it's like, it was like, well, they agree with him, and it's this odd thing. I don't think that's ever happened. Not that I can think of. I'm sure that's happened somewhere in history, but where there's a guy, like just the upward thinker of everybody coming up.
Yeah.
And that's like even Peterson said one time, it's like, okay, so there's a Nazi in my crowd. I kind of hope that I switch his mind and get him out of there.
I had this conversation with my good friend Zach Honeycutt one time because he... that was one of the things I think we didn't see eye to eye on. Is I've always been a big fan of Peterson, and I don't think him so much. I'm not going to speak for him now. I don't know what his opinion is, but I was kind of saying, I was like, well, if there are people that disagree about what he's about, please go to the fucking seminar. Go listen to him speak. Because if you are prejudiced and you hear what he has to say, I'd much rather it switch you to being more virtuous and more tolerant, and vice versa. If there's someone who thinks that he was too, you just gave me the example, and now I can't fucking think of it. Help me out, Nelson.
I don't know. I'm with you. No, I think I know what you're saying. Like,
Whereas, like, if you think that he is so far right, and you're like a liberal leftist person, and you go see him and you go, oh, this is actually coming from a place of psychological understanding. This isn't something that's politically warring with me. You know, then that'll change your mind that way too. It'll bring people together in the middle.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
To speak. And honestly, you don't have to fucking like Jordan Peterson. I don't give a shit if you guys do or don't. I like him. I read his book. It was fantastic. I got a raise after fucking reading it.
Yeah,
like it's really helpful. Absolutely.
Oh,
and he
it
has
definitely
so many
is.
videos. Someone was actually, it might have been you. Someone was showing me an old Peterson clip online. Actually, I lied. It's one of these awesome jujitsu meme pages I follow. I fucking always mix
I would have
these two
took
guys
credit
up.
for it though.
Yeah, I know.
Motherfucker.
But he shared a great old Peterson video, and I was like, damn, this guy's just hyping people up, being clever, but like way more intellectual than clever.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's not just like a motivational speaker. It's someone who's like getting to like the deep science of things.
Yeah.
It's and like in going upward. I think like Young, I don't know too much about Young, but there's guys like Rogers and Maslow. And I think like
And
Peterson takes that from like an like almost religious founding, which I think
Yeah.
that was what Young was trying to do. And see, someone's gonna fact check me here because like that is not what Young
That's
was
fine.
about.
What are they gonna do? DM my Instagram and go,
Like,
actually, he
excuse
was
me.
wrong about this. And I'm like, then don't fucking listen. Oh no, I didn't get 40 downloads. I got 39 this month. Big deal.
But that being said, too, like in this whole that triggered this whole conversation was just
Yeah.
like people should be like, okay, like, oh shit, I was wrong. Like, my bad.
You should
like,
be allowed to. I
don't feel like you're allowed to anymore.
if you admit that you were wrong, then now people can just villainize you
Oh
and
my God.
immediately put you into. Here's one of the things that annoys me. That not just annoys me, like infuriates me. You're not allowed to learn from your life. If you think
You're not
poorly
allowed to learn
about
from your
something,
mistakes.
you're not allowed to evolve. It's like you just go to canceling someone instead of enlightening them. And then liking this new version of yourself. I know you used to shit your pants, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be like, get the hell away from me, you pants crapper? I was
Man.
potty trained day one, bitch. Like, it's what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, it is crazy. And you know what's crazy too? Like, I think me and my girlfriend are having a debate about this, and And I think I ended up leaning towards her right. She's way smarter than me, so that's probably why. But I think we were talking about those teenage kids. They said something racist like on Snapchat or something, and they didn't get to graduate. And it was fucked up what they said.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, well, like, should they be doxxed? And people are like, where the fuck do they live? And
Absolutely not.
I'm like, that's like, listen, man, they're 17. Like, what? They're from bumfuck Alabama. Like, how much do they know? You know, like they haven't seen the world.
What did you think they thought?
Yeah, like they're just like some stupid teenage kids. Like you've been a student. We were all stupid teenage kids. Like, was it okay what they said? Absolutely not. It shouldn't actually be forgiven. But it's like, listen, man, like let them get better as people.
Do you remember?
I think they did like blackface.
Was this around here?
No. This was
Alabama.
Yeah, or somewhere like
here.
Kentucky or I don't know, some southern place. See, I don't like what the fuck am I?
It's all the
about?
same. See, and that's the same kind of generalization that Rogan was making when he was making that fucking joke about the racist.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so they didn't get to graduate the doxing. You were saying,
yeah, and then they were like, where the fuck are they? Where they're doxing and everything? I'm like, well, you're just gonna like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna go there protest his house? Like what? I don't know what to tell you.
Do you
like,
not think that someone in Alabama wouldn't fucking shoot you if you came onto their property?
In
any capacity.
There's that too. And it's
like
just,
those are the most open carry and concealed carry states. Like everyone has a gun in Texas, like which is kind of the South, but kind of not. They're really their own entity. If you go somewhere in the fucking South and like you can't do that shit, like throwing shit around, protesting, like that shit's not happening in those gun friendly states.
No, like I think this when I kid, and and it's another thing I could be wrong, but like New Mexico has like an open carry thing. I think crime went down like a lot. I'm not for sure on this. But I think like it's a different element. You're not gonna fuck with someone that's like they might have a gun.
That's what Southern charm and Southern politeness comes from. Everyone's like, oh, better be nice. They have a gun.
You know, there might be some truth to that.
Listen, I think that if you are mentally capable and are safe enough and psychologically sound enough, everyone should have a fucking gun.
I go with the Sam Harris argument.
He
wrote a great. To sum it up, was basically like, it should be as hard to get a gun as it is to get your driver's license.
Agreed.
Okay. I thought we'd be in disagreement on that, but that's good. Yeah, because I'm just like, I don't like... Because
what do you have to do to get a driver's license? You have to take pass a test, and then you have to show someone that you can also use this tool, and they have to say, cool, you didn't... fucking hit the biker and you also didn't shoot at my feet. Like, that's great. These things, you should absolutely prove that you're capable with a gun. I think you can buy a gun and then go train with it too. Just like,
you know what? I would go as far as the same thing though. Like, you should have to know another gun owner. Like same with getting your permit. Like, you can only drive with someone who knows how to drive. That's
a great way to, because if you think about it, I don't know anyone who's just bought a gun, never shot a gun before, ever. I think I've shot guns growing up. I know how they feel. I know what the recoil feels like. I'm comfortable to an extent with most calibers. Like, I fucking wouldn't just go into the gun store having known nothing. I'm glad I had that information. That was really helpful. I'm glad someone taught me how to drive.
Yeah, you should. Like,
I'm comfortable driving on the farm, on the ranch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm not trying to make this into like some fucking right-wing show. I'm telling you guys. I know we just talked about doxing, the N-word, guns.
I don't
Jordan
know how
Peterson.
We got here.
It's because we're not allowed to just talk about things like this on the internet because the majority of people will literally just skewer us, and it's like, damn, like we didn't even get a chance. Like,
actually, I don't. Back where I think we were talking about that before the podcast. Like, who are the people that make these cultural decisions? Like
Twitter, I don't know.
And Twitter, I don't know what happened with the Twitter blue mark. I'm on Twitter, follow me, but I'm like, yeah, like who makes these decisions? Like, what makes like you? I don't know. Like like a white guy having braids, like, culturally inappropriate. Like, who decided that? And like, who's the majority? Like,
I think it's because Wiggers started using black culture as their new platform to like look cool. And it's like, listen, fucker, even though white people have had dreadlocks and braids, if you look at the Vikings, if you look at the Bolsheviks, like all these people at some point had Mongolians, even like,
but like
to say they just took it from black culture, it's pretty obvious the ones who do and don't. But to say they can't have them, it's like it's fucking hair.
Yeah,
suck my ass.
yeah.
Some people wear wigs. What are you going to be like? You took that away from bald people.
Yeah,
fuck you. The wig looks better than my real hair.
Yeah, it's like what? Yeah, whatever. You know what? This is crazy. And just to like kind of. So we go a little bit more left, and
please, just balance things out.
Man, my girl was showing me the other day like unprofessional hair. If you Google unprofessional hair style at the workplace, it is nothing but black women. And it's like, what the fuck? And it's all natural hair. Like, it's just these girls with like natural hair.
I think
and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
I think that's what's called a microaggression.
That
is that
would that be a micro? Man, I'm usually not one to get like triggered, but I'm like, man, that's some bullshit.
That's some bullshit.
Like, man, like if you're just like a girl, like you can't just have your natural
hair.
Chris
Rock has this fucking really powerful documentary.
Hair.
Is it called Hair? I've never seen it, but I saw commercials for it.
It's good.
And it's good. He goes on this journey of like, why is black hair not good hair? Why is my little girl say, Dad, I want this hair and not my black hair? Like, why is that a problem? And it's so powerful.
Man.
Of like, because early on I saw a fucking commercial for it. I'm like 12 years old. This thing came out a long time ago.
Yeah, it came out a while.
And I was like, fuck, that's fucked up. And then I've always been in trouble with like dress code shit growing up. So I was always on the side of like, oh, they're giving you shit too? Fuck them. Fuck the man.
Yeah.
They're giving you shit because your hair? I'm sorry. That sucks. They're giving me shit because my t-shirt, like, or my chain wallet. Like, I'm just trying to act oppressed here.
Yeah. I know. You're all with all your white privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if every white person has white privilege, I don't want to know what some of these white people would do without white privilege, because I know some fucking losers. I know some fucking bottom of the barrel trash, and I'm like, this is what white privilege got you?
You know
Jesus
what?
Christ.
There is this great book. Have you read Hillbilly Elegy?
Nope.
Dude, that's
I wanted to say something funny, but absolutely no. What is it?
Hillbilly Elegy. It's a great memoir about this guy from Kentucky. Yeah, man, he from the rural South, crazy, the typical Southern like hillbilly family, and kind of like how he rose out of it, and just kind of like that culture. And it's really I can't do that book justice, but I really recommend anyone read, because everyone's like, oh, white privilege. And granted, I do believe there's white privilege, but just not for all white people.
I don't think it's universal at all.
No,
I don't think it's an absolute. I think, excuse the pun, but I think there's a gray area for a lot of people. It's not black or white. It's definitely like there's levels to this shit.
Yeah, like why isn't that like, dude? There's like definitely there's for sure some white privilege, like definitely, but it's like, I mean, dude, yeah, you're from here, like in Lompoc, like there's some white people here. They don't got like, where's their privilege?
They ran out of white privilege.
Yeah, like they
tapped out at free lunch at school. That was their privilege. That's all the privilege they got.
Yeah, man, it's like that's it, man. Like, I'm just like, fuck, like, yeah, not everyone gets privilege, man. Like that, like not all white people get privilege. Like, it just don't. So I don't know. Just we gotta throw out the phrase all. Like, that's a ridiculous, like, all cops are bastards. Like, all cops are bastards. All cops are bastards. Like,
the only bastard cops I know about are the ones you guys report on the news and stuff.
You know what?
99% of the cops I've interacted with in person have been just fine. Just not a complaint.
I'm not gonna say. I'll say it. Okay, reasonably, what percentage do you think cops are at? Like, all cops, like in a big pie chart, how many of them are assholes?
Oh, the same amount. You know what? Probably a higher percentage than people are assholes in general, because they have such a high stress job. You're just putting regular dudes in this position, and regular women are cops too.
But
then they fucking. have people lying to them all day and every day. They have people that are running from them, that are breaking the law. And to be fair, there's a lot of silly laws that they're enforcing that are causing the extra conflict anyways, which sucks. But I mean, fuck, dude. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even fucking know what I know.
I think we're all in that phase right now. Anyone who says they know what they know is full of shit.
I'm trying to be so much more forgiving because all I see online are people telling other people how to live their lives, and I'm not okay with that.
No.
Because like your post just told me I have to do this or we must do this. You're compelling people to live a certain way, which might be against their nature, and that's not okay with me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a thing. I think this COVID has a lot to do with it.
It does.
I think it's definitely heightened
amplifying things.
It's for sure, because now all we have, like before even this, like it was starting to get that way.
Yeah.
And it's because, dude, we're on our phones all the fucking time.
But there was so much wiggle room of like, everyone could have a reprieve from their outrage. I don't there's some people that are genuinely upset about the awful things that are going on in this world, and they have a voice and they have things to say, and they're really important. And also there's just as many fucking people that are weaponizing the things they say just for fun, like not for fun, but to be outraged, to be heard, feel like they count.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think it is. I think it's sucks. A lot of existential crisis happening right now with people. People want to be part. And you know what, man? Like, I don't know how you felt like looking at the 60s, like in high school or just whenever you looked at the 60s.
Wasn't born.
Oh, but looking back at history, motherfucker. just looking part of the 60s, I'm like, man, that'd be something cool to be a part of. Like
segregation?
No,
fucking asshole.
Ending that shit. Like, I get it, man. Like, how cool would that? And you hear like older people like, man, I was marching with Martin Luther King. Like, I think people want to be part of that. I think we've been so spoiled. I think people want to be a part of that.
Fucking dude, I thought Martin Luther King was like the coolest motherfucker when I was a kid.
Oh.
And this sounds so like pandering.
Yeah,
but, it was one of the first like long chapter books I read was his autobiography.
Oh, I had
and
that
like
on
they used
Audible.
to like plant bombs on like his mom's porch and shit, and just like crazy
Bro.
things. And that motherfucker was just like, no, like peaceful marching.
Man.
Like I would not have taught if someone put a bomb on my doorstep, I'd be killing crackers.
Oh man,
are you kidding?
I posted this great picture on my Instagram last year or whenever. Man, I hardly post, but but it was Martin Luther King with his son pulling a burning cross out of the ground of his lawn.
Wow.
And man, and then I forgot to.
And then as soon as the photographer fucking just finished taking the camera, he's like, all right, get this shit the fuck out of my lawn.
Man,
and he lost it.
But there's another great documentary about him. Man, that guy was fucking, I wonder, like, I don't want to sound like that guy, but I'm like, dude, I wonder if Martin Luther King was smoking a little weed on the side to like chill him out. Because I'm like, I don't know how cool I would be. Like, I'm sure he was like him and Marcus Aurelius were like probably right here together. But I'm like, damn, man, that's like to be cool like that, like to not go off and like someone trying to kill your family. And then towards the, when like he knew he was going to get assassinated too, which is another crazy thing.
Another thing is the FBI did that shit.
Yeah, man.
Like we killed Martin Luther King Jr., but also we passed the desegregation laws and stuff.
You know what? You know what another funny thing about that is?
What is funny about that, dude?
No.
You know what's funny about this? Yes. What is amusing?
You are redefining the word funny.
Yeah.
No, but he got that passed through Lyndon B. Johnson, who was, it could be arguably called a pretty racist dude.
Racist for our time, not his time, or both.
Definitely our time.
Yeah.
But his time too, like he did not want desegregation to happen.
Okay.
I don't know, that can be argued. But he found out, because they were spying on him, that Martin Luther King was cheating on his wife.
Oh.
But like, I forgot, this is in 48 Laws of Power too, but Lyndon B. Johnson, like they were all cheating on their wives.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're not so holy. Like, oh, you cheat on your wife too.
Yeah.
And like in that
They
way,
fist bumped. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah, like we're still like we're both in the devil's cauldron here. And that is actually in the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. I also recommend. Dallas, you never read any Robert Greene books?
No. What?
Oh man,
Dude, these books are for show. If you open them, those pages are blank, bitch.
Oh. You read a lot more fiction than I do, in which
Listen,
you read Bukowski. I'm like, damn man,
I do not read Bukowski. I was given Bukowski by the sweetheart, one of the biggest supporters of this podcast, Clara Cobb. She is a diehard Bukowski fan, and I have like a Bukowski book in there that I never finished, and that one over there is hers. And I started reading it, and I was like, yeah, I don't like him.
Oh no, I read his book, The Postal Service, a long time. That book was a trip. The way he writes is wild. But anyway, going on to like
Robert Greene.
Yeah, Robert Greene, man, check him out. All his books are amazing.
I know the name too. With an E at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's.
I've heard of 48 Laws of Power.
Oh man, he's like every CEO, every big rapper. Like 48 Laws of Power is like that book's like a secret.
I love books like that.
Like,
which is funny because if you read The Secret, it's a bunch of bullshit.
That's funny. Yeah, The Secret is a bunch of bullshit. That lady ever gets sued?
I don't care.
Man,
I'm not trying to cut you off, but I don't care.
Oh, yeah, but it's just...
If you're stupid enough, which I was at one point, because I totally watched the documentary, and I was like, oh my God, I just put it out in the universe. And it's really like, oh, I was just thinking positively, so now I was more happy about doing things that were better for me.
See, that would make a lot more sense, but it's like...
That's all it is.
But yeah, wasn't there people like ladies like, I have cancer, but I'm just going to like believe and think my cancer will go away? It's like, this girl didn't do chemo, nothing.
Oof.
And she passed. So it's like, man, is that lady kind of liable for putting that out there?
Listen, we don't fucking need people like that anyways, that are just so gullible.
Oh,
please leave some chemo room for people that are like making a difference. Someone,
man,
you know what I mean?
I can't judge people when they're in that state. Like, man, maybe she did try chemo and maybe it came back.
Well, you just said she didn't fucking do chemo, so
she didn't do it the second time for sure.
We don't need her clogging up the chemo lines for the people, the cancer patients that are like still contributing to society, not just giving charlatans their money for their documentaries and books.
Oprah backed her up though. When Oprah says,
I don't give a shit. Oprah's so fucking rich. She's just like, this clearly works. And it's like, no, the money worked. It's the money, bitch. You're doing fine because you have a bajillion dollars. That's why it worked. Everything works for you. You're fine. Your diet worked. Oh, because you have every resource for diets to work in the world.
I love Oprah, but that is true. I do love Oprah. When I was a kid, I used to watch Oprah after school.
I used to watch Montel and Montel Williams show, and Dr. Phil a lot. Montel was my guy. I'm gonna stop right there because that's the like second time when I'm like, this black person, I love that black person. I'm not trying to fucking pander. We just got there. Can we go back to what we were talking about?
Oh man, dude,
what do you think about cops? What percentage of cops do you think are fucking assholes?
Like, this ADHD is showing up in both of us right now.
I'm just so excited to be near a stranger. You're the first like stranger to be in my house in so long. Like,
you're not gonna talk about the guy who just walked out?
No, I just fuck. Caught me. What do you think of cops? What percentage do you think are assholes?
Okay. This is just off the top of my head. I'm going to say 40% people coming in to be a cop are assholes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I think you probably gain like a good... Man, I would say as far as like you're doing that police work, 50% are assholes. I've had so many mixed reactions with cops.
Okay.
Like, and I'm a white dude. And then I have like...
But you're like a hippie white dude.
I'm a hippie white dude, and
like,
then my last name is Puerto Rican. You're
literally the antithesis to my baton. You fucking hippie! Use the back door! Like, are you... If I was a cop and I stopped you, I'd be like, dude, just give me the fucking mushrooms right now. I can't fucking...
I'm not that hippie. Like, I mean, maybe a little bit. But I'm not.
I know you're microdosing at this very second.
Whatever.
Pull over.
Motherfuckers. But man, yeah, with cops, man, like I know people growing up who, man, if they're listening to this, they're like, "Fuck you, Nelson." But I don't see what I want to say. Man, they're like people who are going to be cops and they're signing up to do that school and whatever. I'm like, wow, that's funny. Like you're all assholes. Like you're bully people. Like one of them I know, like you're a racist. Like I hear you yell the N-bomb all the time, like as a joke. So it's like,
which is not that funny.
It's not funny.
Like it's not funny. You're right. Not that funny is probably the wrong thing to say.
No,
it's not
like,
funny.
It's not funny at all. Like it's not that I'm offended by it. It's just like you're a fucking moron.
Yeah, I stop at getting offended on someone else's behalf. If there's someone I deeply, deeply care for and you say something very negative and badly about them, I will be offended and defend them. But I don't know. Like I'll be upset and I'll disagree with what you have to say, but I'm not going to be so offended that I just show you how outraged I am so I look better. Mm-hmm. I draw the line there.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've ever been offended by somebody's, like personally offended maybe, like if you talk about my family or me, but like something like all white people are this, or all Puerto Ricans are that, whatever. I've never like been like personally offended, and my dad's taught me that. It's like, man, if you're gonna be, I think you posted something like Stanhope said this, right? Like it's like, yeah, it's like my dad has raised me that way. It's like, yo, if you're gonna get like offended by people's words, like your life's gonna be a lot harder than it needs to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's so true, man. Like all these people I see getting triggered by words, I'm like, for real, man. Like your parents didn't raise you right. Like,
yeah, let me just tell you right now that went over so well when I posted it.
Did it?
No.
I'm saying, like, people come after you like, I
had to post the accompanying video because it's totally out of context, and I just shared it just on a whim because I was like, I love Stanhope, I like all things Comedy Network, and it's literally said, the quote is, if you get offended by any word, your parents failed fucking failed as raising you or whatever. And immediately someone's like, the N-word. They're like, oh, do you think so someone should just not be offended when they hear the N-word?
Oh, like, my goodness.
No, it just means like when you say cunt or faggot or someone says, oh, fucking, it literally was like about cuss words. It was the bit in the joke and everything. I was like, you should definitely take offense when someone just throws the N-word around, but don't fucking take it and embellish it. What you should do is take that as information that they're probably intolerant, that they're prejudiced, or that they need to be enlightened, and that, hey, maybe you can talk to this person. Like my dad said some off-color shit, and I've had to sit there and talk to him and kind of not only play devil's advocate, but like pretend that I felt similarly to him to get like him to kind of open a little, then get like the real hard questions of like, hey man, you know?
You just can't come at it. That's another thing too, which like I think is missing from like the left, like that Martin Luther King preach. Like you got to get on these people's level, like okay, like you hate black people.
These people.
God damn it, you're setting me up. This is gotcha journalism. No, right when I was getting this motherfucker. But like you need to like these racist people, like real racists, like these motherfuckers with tiki torches.
Oh
like,
my god!
Like listen, you mayo eating dude. Like you can't be like you racist motherfucker. Like I want to know, like dude, what made you racist? Like that's a horrible way to live a life. Like that, like this is gonna be on like dude, you probably went through some trauma, like with some some element in your life. Like
there's this misinterpreted, so there's this song by Minor Threat called Guilty of Being White, and it totally toes the line lyrically of like how I'm sure like grumpy alt-right white people probably fucking feel, but it was written because Ian MacKaye got bullied because he went to a mostly black school. So he was like the odd man out. So he got bullied a lot. And he's like, I didn't fucking do slavery. Why the fuck are you punching me and taking my lunch money? You know what I mean? And same thing with Henry Rollins. And they both have come out and been like some of the most liberal fucking people in that music scene.
Yeah.
In like all of punk music. And it just shows you, like, you see how things change, how like it's okay, and you're not, thankfully no one's trying to cancel you for making a song. like that because it wasn't a prejudice song to him back then. It was like, hey man, I didn't do that. That happened years ago. I wasn't even around.
You know what?
I don't even hate you. Stop taking my lunch money.
That's crazy. And it's the same thing that like I feel like a lot of black and brown people, like people stereotype like, oh, who's this black guy here? Probably gonna steal some shit. It's like
oh yeah,
maybe
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to use
did.
the steal example so heavily.
Oh, no,
I just fucking leaned into that stereotype. My bad.
But like, yeah, man, I feel like, yeah, man, people go through that. Like one of my like my mentor is a black guy, Justin Taylor, and man, he's like one of the best people I've ever met in my whole life. Like I look up to him like in so many ways.
I know black person. He best black one of the best persons ever.
I do sound like
so
that.
stupid.
I know.
I mean, I'm not saying you sound, but I just feel like we're like, I'm not gonna apologize for being white, but we're literally sitting here like, man, I'm so sorry. I love black people. Martin Luther King's amazing.
Man, I think you gotta play the line, like, because people like are so immediate. I think like those people won't even listen to us. They're like, fuck these guys off, and then go write about us. I feel
a little silly because it's like we're literally just two white dudes like speculating on how people of color feel.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can say I've seen, like, this could make me sound like real, like, I'm the guy. But it's like, I'm actually half Puerto Rican. My dad's Puerto Rican. Like, and then...
You would never tell by looking at it, which means you get full discount white privilege.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And that's what I like, and this is my dad's like, man, like, you're white. You don't have to deal... Like, I get that, because I've seen it with my dad, and then Justin, like, oh, wow, like, these cops are just looking at you because of the color of your skin. Like, that's a scary fucking feeling. Like, so I'm like,
that's a real prejudice.
And I think like a lot of white people don't see that.
See what, prejudice?
Yeah, I think a lot of people like because like you were saying, like you had like so many good interactions with cops.
Yeah.
And a lot of white people
I'm just so cool.
You are pretty cool. But yeah, man, like I think a lot of people don't see that. I don't know how we got here, Dallas.
It doesn't matter.
Usually happens?
Doesn't matter. This is exactly what happens. See,
you know what? I listen to podcasts that go like this, and I'm like, I fucking hate this podcast because I was trying to figure out that question you were asking,
dude.
And you
isn't
went
that
this.
Annoying?
That's I'm like, damn. Like I already
like. I want to know how you felt about that. That was my favorite part when you brought up the fucking '69 T-Birds. You son of a bitch. That's not even a real car. 60 and T-Birds. There was no T-Birds in '69.
No,
that was a '50s car. Also, probably wrong. I've never in my life said something wrong on my podcast and then gotten a response about it ever. So I just realized like it doesn't matter yet. I'm training for when I get the response of like, hey, listen, actually, like I haven't gotten that yet, but I think it's because like the people that actually bother to listen or at least pretend to listen, just. They're like, I know this asshole. He's stupid. Yeah. You're just like, oh, fucking Dallas. He's stupid. Yeah. If you've heard something stupid I've said on this episode, you've heard it on another episode too. So.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, we're just all humans.
Natural conversation just is so much better. And it's so much funnier.
Yeah, it is.
I started this podcast so I'd have an excuse to hang out with my friends. And that's the only reason I started it. And it's turned into with this. It's fine.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like doing this is fun. Like this, I haven't had this conversation with someone else in a while.
Yeah.
Like this, just like purely uninterrupted. Like we're not on our phones. Like it's like you almost have to think a little bit harder than you usually would because like there's a mic. Like so you have to like it's some element.
You have to make sure. So you have to conduct yourself like how. I was saying before we started, like, I come from a family where like one of us says something in public and it's like, oh Jesus, like you're making me uncomfortable. It's not bad, but it's like enough to be like, people can hear us. You know that, right? Like you're making me like so uncomfortable. Every person in my family is like that. Oh, so Jesus. It explains a little bit about why I am the way I am. But like my mom, my dad, brother said like everyone is like, not afraid to be like, I don't fucking care what they think. Like I'm fucking, and you're just like, oh my God, Jesus, they can hear you. It's like they're speaking for the other people to hear them almost. But only I get to respond to it, and it's very uncomfortable. Podcast is kind of like you have to make sure you're not being that person when you're talking and to get misinterpreted. But also, there's a little bit more freedom because they can't hear us yet.
That is true.
The listeners aren't around yet. So there's this weird, I always say there's this place where this conversation can only exist in this environment. If there was no microphones, it'd be a different one. If there was 10 people around us, it would be an increasingly different.
Oh, definitely.
This is a very unique, like, same thing. If there was a camera on us, even our body language would change, therefore influencing our dialogue.
Oh yeah.
So there's different kinds of conversations that can only happen in different kinds of environments, and this is one of them. And it's one of the unique ones.
Yeah, man, it's new. I recommend anyone to get on a pod. This is, yeah, man, it's a different element of conversation. It's an experience right now.
I'm happy to hear that. That really means a lot to me.
Yeah, man. It's an experience. I totally get this. And I was really like, man, like if I'm gonna be on podcast, it'll be on Dallas's podcast.
Thank you.
And I was like, but I'm like not really anybody. But it doesn't even matter, man. It's the conversation that happens because of this.
Listen. I don't not to insult my listeners here, but they're also not really anybody. Most people aren't people.
Really,
like
nobody's anybody.
Who's anybody really?
Yeah.
But it's important to have someone on that has very normal thought process, has very normal understanding of things, dialogue. You have real person thoughts. If I have someone that is so far removed and so insulated,
from
I never thought about like a celebrity or like someone who's like super established. Like you can even tell in the conversations I've had with people that are on varying levels of success or local celebrity, and it's a different conversation.
Yeah,
it's fine because I want to have that conversation anyways because I've never had it with that person like this before. That's important. That's awesome. So people, almost everyone that's come on is like, I'm not anything special. I don't have anything to talk about. What am I gonna even say? And then we have this amazing fucking conversation.
Yeah, I dig it. It's just, I guess it's because the way I listen to podcasts. Like, man, I only listen to like a guest like that seems interesting to me. Like, so I guess it's like, man, I approach that way on everything. Like, would I watch this? Or like, would I do this? Would I think this way if I were in these shoes? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I would listen to me. It's like I would listen to that. Yeah.
But I got to tell you, for the first like 5 years I listened to Joe Rogan's experience, I never missed a single episode.
Man, do you miss episodes now?
All the time.
Oh, dude,
I don't. It's
so hard to keep
episodes.
up.
Well, yeah. First of all, he has one of the most frequent. I don't know of any other podcast that does as many episodes a year as he does. Name one. He has it, I think, at least 3 to 4 a week. That's 150 a year. He's on in the 1500s of his podcast. I started listening in the late 600s, early 700s. I've listened to, 10,000 hours of Joe Rogan speaking to people. And for the first couple of years, I never missed a single episode because I learned so much just in the first few months. And I got so like empowered as an individual and started taking into consideration my health, personal responsibility, motivation, exercise. So much in my life has been positively influenced by podcasts. That's another reason why I want to have a podcast. I wanted to be able to be a positive influence on someone and maybe open their mind to something that has really done a lot for me.
No, yeah, and I think you build a. Like you kind of build like that logos of doing that. Yeah. Man, no, that's so true, man. And Joe Rogan, and that's like, have you seen that what is his name? Louder with Crowder like meme? Yeah. It's like Joe Rogan is just Oprah for men, change my mind.
Absolutely.
That is so true though. I feel like so many men are going through this uplifting point, like myself and you included, and like, man, like Dustin and like whoever listens to Joe Rogan, like, you get motivated, whether you like it, like whether you know it or not.
Yeah. Is it just coincidence that my friends that listen to Rogan are doing better than my friends that hate Rogan?
Yeah. I mean, really.
I mean, I'm not saying that
and it's the same
you
with
have to listen to something that I would never tell someone that they have to do it. But it's been a positive influence on our lives.
It is. And so many men listen to, like, it used to, like, I think almost every guy I'm even somewhat close to, like I'm just a friendly acquaintance with, like they all listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like a connection. And I like it too. Like, oh, you listen to Joe Rogan? Like, oh, we're on the same kind of level. Like, you're probably like more weed friendly. You're probably like into jiu-jitsu and like,
you know about MMA to some extent.
Yeah, you know,
more
the
than
MMA,
average people.
like you're an open-minded person. That's why I say like, oh, okay, you could, because he has so many different people.
I know he has people on that piss me off, and I have to turn the episode off because I'm like, I can't fucking listen to this shit anymore.
I remember we had that conversation a long time when Milo.
I would.
You said you didn't listen. I listened to that whole thing, and I was just like, well, what a very funny person that was.
I don't give a fuck about Milo. Like, that's one of those people that I'm just like, I'm not going to listen to you. I don't give a shit. I don't think people should stop you from having, what? He had some, like, what is it called? Like a speaking thing?
Oh, yeah. He had a speaking thing.
What are they called? It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? He didn't get to have it.
Yeah. And that guy was so, I was just listening, like, and I was like, wow, people, like, I guess I look at it like anthropologically, like, oh, who are the people that like listen to this guy and like follow him, and like, and what kind of person, like, how did this person become like this very like openly gay, really like alt-right person? Like, how does that? And then, like, I think his husband was black too.
Yeah,
which is like, who's that guy?
He was like, what in the Uncle Tom's going on there? You can't trust him.
That's super odd. I was like, wow, this is so weird.
He's probably a great guy. Sorry, not Milo, but his husband.
The husband, maybe. Maybe Milo is a great guy. Maybe he's just trying to get the bills paid.
I think he is just a troll. I think he is just a troll. However, there is something that he said. Well, he was talking about. How pedophilia or underage is like a gateway to someone's sexuality, and he was trying to justify that because he was touched as a kid by like a priest or some shit.
And he's like, "Oh, I seduced him." Like that.
And I was just like, "No, you fucking didn't,
man."
Like legally impossible.
You know what, man? And
I'm not gonna say that when I was 14, I didn't want to fuck some 28-year-old chick.
Oh, for sure.
But also, you don't get to do that and just get to be like, see, she was the gateway to my sexuality.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't. The fucking Girls Next Door on ETV was the gateway to your sexuality. You fucking idiot. You didn't just get to fucking get molested and it's chill, you asshole.
Man, yeah, that's a weird thing. You know what? And I'm not trying to put anyone on blast here, but I've had like gay friends growing up where they're like, damn, we were like 14, 15. And it was like totally normal for them to hook up with guys like in their late 20s. And like, I feel like that's not ever addressed. It's like, I don't know if it's like this big secret thing. I'm like,
I don't know.
And then there was that really case in Hollywood, like some big gay producer would be like, he like all the time he had like 13-year-old gay guys come in and like, and it was all cool because like the gay kids were with it. And then the gay guy, older guy obviously was with it. And it's just like, and it never got brought up. Like none of those guys ever pressed charges. Like, and I'm like, is this like a common thing in the culture? Like I really have no idea. So like,
that's weird. Like,
but to me, I'm like, that seems like a problem, but like,
I need to
it's
have
never
a gay
addressed.
In here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I need to have one of them gays in here. Ask them about it.
Yeah, man, I was like, wow. But you know what? Have you ever like looked back later to when you were in high school and you remember like older guys just hanging around, like dudes who were like in their 20s, like late 20s hanging around?
Nelson, I wasn't molested, so
no, but I'm just saying. No, man, but
I could have been. I don't know. I've had an edible that's made me question it. I've had an edible. I was like, wait a second, was you my babysitter or my fucking butt sitter?
But man, like for real though, like there was guys just hanging around, and it wasn't like uncommon. Like, oh yeah, that's Mikey.
Yeah,
there's no real Mikey. Yeah. But like, but it's like, oh, he's 23, and he buys all of us beer. And it was like, but now that like how old are you now, Dallas?
25.
25. Can you imagine like hanging out with high schoolers and buying them alcohol?
No.
That's fucking weird.
When I see high schoolers walk across the street, I just think, oh, I should run them over so my day is easier. because they're such a fucking problem.
You were a fucking problem with. I worked at a high school, so like I have like a little bit of sympathy for.
Were you the janitor? You fucking hippie? You fucking
I was
bearded son of a bitch. You getting pot for the kids? Were you the older guy hanging out with the kids?
It was weird. I got a mistake for a student one time. That was really awkward. They're like, "Aren't you supposed to be in class?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, I work here."
You had to be like, make sure you had your fucking like employee pass. I'm like,
and like,
look, my Subaru's parked in employee parking. What do you want from me?
I know. I was just like, yeah. There's a teacher nearby. Like, can you tell him I work here? And they're like, yeah, he works here. Like, and they're like, oh, sorry. Like, you know what? Hey, good looking out. Like, I'm glad that someone is in here making sure there's not some
they
just
stopped
random.
you, and you're white. They still stopped you, and they're like, "Who the hell is this walking around my school?" You know what? I take it back. Stop right there. It was a school. It was a high school. They were like, "Oh no, this could be one of the shooters because you're white." So they just profiled you right there, right there. I've never heard someone say, "Oh, see, they profiled you" about a white person, and I've been comfortable. It's always been a fucking like, end this conversation now. I gotta fucking get out of here while I still don't belong to a clan, dude. That's a trip.
Shit. Hey, man, can you pause this? I gotta take a leak here.
Me too, man. Fuck yeah. Paused. Bam, we're live. We're back. There we go. Seamless.
I don't remember what we were talking about last, but I want to ask you a question.
Please.
So why are you moving to San Diego?
Thank you for asking me that. I think a lot of people are kind of curious, and I don't know how to answer it. I just visited San Diego a couple years ago and kept going back to vacation, and it's a beautiful place.
It is really nice.
It's a slightly more advanced place.
Oh, for sure.
Than Lompoc.
Yeah.
First of all, everyone wants to get out of Lompoc. I mean, this place is beautiful, but like in like I'm settling down and never doing anything else with my life kind of way. No offense to you people, but like. People retire here. People fucking like raise their third kid here type of, I don't
definitely
know.
Like, this is gonna like, I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind, like, my situation is different, but like, if I could like move out of Lompoc with my kids and find somewhere new, like possibly. Yeah. But that being said, I do like love Lompoc. And I know that's almost like sacrilegious to say, like, if you're from here, like, but there's some things you get in Lompoc that you won't get in another place. Like I said, like, you get a small town feel where everybody kind of knows everybody. And I think for the most part, like, a lot of us look out for each other. Yeah. Like, I notice, like, when things happen to someone in the community gets together and help someone. I've seen that a lot here. And then there's also, like, it's a little hood. But you know what, man?
I know this is one of the hood places.
It's a hood place.
You used to live in a hood place.
Yeah, I still live on the same street. Yeah, it's a little hood. But
I didn't even know that. Yeah. It's the most hilarious street name. Go ahead.
But yeah, man. But that being said, like, you get that education too. Like, you get those street smarts as well. Like, hey, maybe don't talk to the guy with the tattoo on his neck, or like, hey, that guy's probably on meth. Just leave him alone. Like, you can only learn that like in a street town. Yeah. Like, you won't learn that. It has some Beverly Hills
city vibes.
Yeah.
For a
but it's
small
not
town.
Overwhelming.
Not overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like Santa Maria is a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. Santa Maria. Yeah. I wonder how people.
Because I feel like there's a big, like, it's very comparable to Lompoc in the sense that it is a small town. It has small town feel. People will know a lot of each other, but that's just young people, I feel. I feel like that's just a perspective of a young person, and it's changed so much since I was a kid. Like going from like Lompoc to like San Luis Obispo County, I'm like, oh God, we have to get through the Santa Maria area. It's like painful for me now. And I used to live there.
Oh yeah, that's right. You lived in did you live in Napomo or Santa Maria?
Both.
Napomo.
I grew up in Napomo. I used to live in Santa Maria. I've lived here. Bakersfield, Arroyo Grande. Yeah.
Damn, you lived everywhere. Around the state.
Yeah. I mean, at least, just like in this general fucking quadrant.
Yeah, the central. Yeah. Oh, okay. So anyway, so you're moving to San Diego. Yeah. You and your girl are going to move in. That's going to be
well, okay. So the story is, she grew up in Tennessee, and she had a best friend Hannah, who I mentioned
seen her on the story. Yeah.
So she had like reconnected with Kylie, whatever, vice versa, and then Hannah was like visiting California one time and like met this guy on the beach and started dating him. So she'd come to San Diego to visit him. They had a long distance thing, and then they were super cool, and we'd go down and hang out with them and like stay the weekend with them in San Diego and just have a good time. And we just fell in love with the place. And those two are no longer together, but we still love the place, and we still we're just going down there. So we all were just like, let's all move down to San Diego. And at first it was just like, oh, wouldn't it be so cool if I just like move down here where it's all nice and the water's warmer and like, you know, whatever. And it just, holy shit, we fucking eventually actually
that's
doing
great,
it. And
man.
I've tried to move out so many, like not so many times, but like a handful of times, and it's never worked. So I just really want to fucking get the fuck out and know what it's like already, because I feel like I can only go so far living at home with my mom, type of thing. It's not very productive. And also, I cannot wait to be like, oh, my apartment. My mom's apartment, but like my apartment. And I know I've had parties here where I'm sure people thought this was my apartment and no one else lived here. And it felt really cool. And I was like, they don't even fucking know my mom's bedroom's right there.
That's funny.
So that's kind of funny. But I'm moving in the end of August, beginning of September.
Oh, okay.
And I'm out.
Man, and then
taking the show with me, guys.
And you know, man, that's good too, because if you're trying to come up in comedy, like you got to get on Lompoc.
That was a big fucking thing. Yeah, doing 3 comedy shows in a year is not good for your first year as a comedian.
No.
3 sets ever, not shows, but like just 3 sets ever, and they all varied so drastically.
Yeah, man. I know. Well, see, I was like working at Santa Barbara at the time when I was like trying my hand to stand up. So it was odd. That's not a comedy town though. I don't know what it's funny. Like now.
They have a comedy venue, and it was really strange. Like they were trying, but it totally, you realize how big the spectrum of comedy shows are, from open mic in like someone's like twinkle light lit backyard to like a theater to a stadium. Like there's so many different levels of like coffee shop, rock venue, restaurant, like banquet room, fucking like there's so many different like, oh, we're just gonna set up a microphone and PA system, and here's gonna be the comedy show, and we're seeing like, you know, well-known comedians, and I'm like, fuck, like this is a horrible place to be
like yeah, man. I remember I used to do open mics at this place, Whiskey Richards in Santa Barbara, and man,
never been. Cool name.
Oh yeah, man, you like it. It's like a kind of a
dive bar?
Man. It's like a dive bar, but it's a really cool dive bar. But man, doing comedy there, impossible. Like back then, like back then, like I thought like, okay, this is the spot, you know? But then like now that I'm older, looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, man, like because the open mic was like for people like it was all sorts of weirdos like on a Wednesday night, so hardly anyone was there. And like, man, there's some guy in a djembe, there's some girl giving poetry, and then there's me doing stand up, then there's another guy doing acoustic guitar.
So there's no consistency.
There's no consistency
in like a crowd's identification of the show.
Oh yeah, people are in and out. It was super weird. And I did a couple other places. I did one in somewhere like in downtown, SB, and that was like a coffee shop. And like, dude, and I was just so stupid, man. Like, there's material that you have in a bar, and there's like material at a coffee shop. Yep. I had like bar material
at a coffee shop.
Oh man. And I couldn't do my set. I totally ate shit.
I couldn't work clean. My best bit is about masturbating. So it's like the only thing that's going to carry me through this painful bombing that I'm going to have for the next 2 or 3 years is like this one bit. If I can't use it when it's like a fallback, and it's still not good. So I need it.
Yeah, man. Like how much like time do you have right now?
I don't know, dude. It varies so drastically between what I remember and then what I've written down and then what is like asked of me. The first time I did comedy it was 20 minutes.
Oh,
and
you had
went,
a big 20 minutes your first time?
Great. Well, it was. There's a lot of dead air in that 20 minutes, so it's really probably like a 10.
Okay.
Let's cut it down to 10 because there has to be like, I take sips of my beer. I'm bullshitting. I'm meandering. I'm fucking looking at my
like
notes,
crowd work and all that.
Crap, whatever, and just I'm like, you can cut 10 minutes right off the top right there. So, but yeah, it just, and then the second time I did it was so fucking bad. Talk about a bombing where I was like, oh, I have a chunk of material, like quite a bit. And I wrote it too small on my notes and then I couldn't read it. And I was like, oh God, where am I going? Cause I was just cramming as much shit on one page as I like little notebook page too. And it was horrible. And then it's so funny because it was a long set to suck so bad on a chunk of it, but then there was like 2 parts that were so fucking good. And I'm like, oh yeah, good. Remember, you got to remember those jokes. Those are the good ones. They worked. Also, the guy who had gone up before me, he didn't have any jokes, and he just bombed. He just walked up. He was really drunk, and he just said like, "Man, fucking this shit, Christmas." Yeah, and it was very painful to watch.
Oh,
he was drunk and high, and I think that was a big mistake for him. Obviously,
yeah.
Not going to call him out or anything, but I'm sure the next time I see him, it'll be a lot better because he's been doing it longer than I have. He's got to be better, right? So I don't know how much time I have to answer your question. I have a bunch of jokes I have that I've never tried out, and then I have a bunch of jokes that I think work, but I don't really know because
yeah, man. And then you just like, are you always like still writing material too?
Yeah, I'll write ideas and like stilts for jokes, really, just like the foundations of it. And I really want to be able to work them out because a lot of the funniest shit that I said the first set I did was stuff that I expanded on, that I wrote on stage.
Oh.
That you're writing like as you're talking.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, those parts are better. Like there's this like a tag I have for that masturbating joke. And I thought of it on the fucking spot and it was hilarious and it killed. And then there's another one I have for another dick joke I have where there was 2 different endings to each thing than what I had written down, and they killed and they're funny. And I was like, damn it. Man. That's exactly what I fucking need to
see, that's
do
good.
Is just,
I don't know if I ever had one of those moments. I can't remember.
What was your material like? Did you write it down?
Dude,
how did you write jokes?
Yeah, what I would do is like I would write down material. I would pretty much like write out my whole set, just like free write it, and then like I would repeat it, and then I would just kind of get the general idea, and then just like, and then I would practice like on the way home because I had to drive every night from like Lompoc to Santa Barbara, and like those 2 hours I would just practice material in the car like a crazy person.
Yes, that's not crazy. That's when fucking artists. That's what you got to do.
Man, but you know what? And I never stuck with the stand-up comedy, which is totally fine, but I like the way it made me think at that time. You really start like becoming more observational about things.
Oh man, everything I say is in a joke story format. Every time I say something, if I'm talking to someone like an acquaintance, I'll make it a joke and then I'll dig myself a hole by making it a joke, and then I absolutely have to find something funny to say. Otherwise, this conversation's going nowhere. Ooh. And I do it mostly with my coworkers when I take over for the night. I'll sit down there and I'll literally just like do sets for them.
Now, hold on.
The conversation.
Like, have you told your friends that you want to do stand up at work?
Oh, yeah, they all know.
Oh, they all know.
Yeah.
See, so I remember when I would tell people like, oh, I do stand up, they would always be expecting a joke. It's like when you're a singer or you like play guitar, it's like, oh, play something, sing something. So it's like, when I would tell people like okay, like I do stand up, and they're just like, tell me a joke. Oh, like knock knock, like that. What do you want? Like, you want me to do a set? Like, I never liked that. That's why I never told anybody.
I'd walk up to people and I'd be like, bear with me, I need to work this joke out. So I'm just gonna be working this out on you. I'm like, all right.
You're probably a lot more social than I am.
So I don't have any like parental restrictions as far as I gotta watch a kid or two. You know what I mean? I'm good. I could just walk out and be like, hey, what's up with tits today? They used to be saggy when I was a kid, and everyone's nipples are 29 times bigger than they were in porn. What happened? I don't know. Like, you just gotta and it's so liberating to just tell someone something and it not work and be like, I'm just working it out. Working my material. And to acknowledge like, oh, see, that wasn't so bad. I said something wrong, bad, or not funny. Now I get to try something new. Now I know that doesn't work. Like Edison with the fucking light bulb. Apparently he invented the light bulb, or he stole it from Tesla or whatever. Someone's like, oh, you failed 900 times? And he's like, no, I found 900 ways not to make a light bulb, which is some fucking like procrastinate. That's some I'm in detention procrastinating to the math tutor fucking bullshit if I've ever heard it.
Oh my God. I know. Yeah. That is just, what a funny dude. You know, he has like one of like the coolest stories I heard. Like, do you follow The Daily Stoic with Ryan Holiday? Yeah. He tells that story of Edison where his whole lab burned down. Like everything he's been creating for years just lit up on fire. Him and his wife went out, and he's like looking at it and he's like, hey, go tell everyone in town this is the biggest fire they'll ever see. And it's like, and he looked at it like, okay, I have to start over now. But like, look at all the work I've done. This is the biggest fire I've ever seen, and it's because of all the work I've done. And I was just like, that's such a cool perspective. And then it's like, it can that story kind of be hindered because maybe later he was like, yo, I don't have anything. Like, what do you got, Tesla? And just snatched it. So I was
gonna say, what was everything that burnt down? Tesla's stuff?
No, I think it was before. Because I think you met Tesla later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, but that's a great perspective to have. God.
Yeah, like you ever hear like Jocko's The Philosophy of Good? Or that's what I call it. Like, good.
Philosophy of good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know. I always try to teach my kids that. Like, good. Hey, the beach is closed. Good. Now we got to go find something else to do. Maybe like we're going to think on the fly. Like, you know, everything is good if you look at it that way. It's hard sometimes, but it's fucking mad hard sometimes. But if you can get that in your mindset, you should.
Dude, I'm so high right now.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, I felt it kick in.
Oh, goodness.
Mints. I had a mint. I had 2 mints, and I'm fucking barbecued over here.
Oh, Jesus. Lightweight.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, I may be a heavyweight on the scale, but I'm a fucking lightweight on a cannabis scale.
Man, sometimes, like, yeah, they'll hit you, man. They'll hit you different. Like, in certain ones, like, if you try something new, like, I'll never take edibles from strangers. Like, I'm like, I don't know, like they're like, oh, I made this in my house. I'm like, man.
You mean you made my schizophrenia?
Yeah, like, man, I've had some bad edible trips. Like, we were talking about that earlier. Like, I've had one, and, you know, it's going to sound like I'm showing off the philosophy of good. I remember getting so super anxiety high on edibles by myself in my house, and I was like, you know what? Like, because I work with kids who have, like, disturbances sometimes.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, I don't understand how like a kid can just freak out because the lights turn on. And then I was in that moment, I was like, oh, this is how like some of my students feel.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like what's some way that I can live in their experience?
That's
like,
so fucking interesting. See, that's why those are is such a useful plant, because this thing is literally fucking creating new journeys through neural pathways that you have that you're not exploring, and now you're relating to someone who has disturbances. Also, for the close listeners, bad listeners, early in the podcast when I apologized randomly to Nelson's because I said the R word, and I don't think that word's appropriate, especially when you're speaking to someone who's an educator who might have students that have had this word used disparagingly against them. So that's why I apologized.
It's kind of one of those. You know what? I don't know. That's what I just been
it so hard because I was just so amped because I haven't done a podcast in so long. So
yeah, no, that word. I don't know what I feel about that word.
That's okay. You don't have to answer.
Yeah, not in that way. Like, no, I mean, like,
that's not what I meant. I meant you don't have anyone to answer to. I like when things are left to the unknown.
Yeah, that one to me is like, yeah, I don't know how because it's like, I guess it's just it's nothing I would use. Like,
yeah.
you know, like, but I don't get offended by it. And I know a lot of the like parents and stuff, like, I don't know how they feel about it. Like, I think it's just a word. Like, I know like a couple gay guys that use the word faggot.
Yeah.
And it's like,
also nothing funnier than when you're around a gay guy not using the word faggot to be respectful, and then they drop an F-bomb. It is so funny. It's like not jacking off for a couple days and then getting that fucking big ass burst, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that was great." That's exactly what it's like.
That no fap. Have you ever done that no fap?
Never.
Oh, dude.
I think I maybe gone 2 days my entire life since starting self-abuse.
Oh man, I think I
haven't today. That's a lie. It happened today. I couldn't even happen today. Couldn't even have not.
No, I had a crate. I woke up weird. It was this whole thing. I didn't have time. Are you still using PornHub? Are you off of like porn, like with our whole sex trafficking thing? Have you looked into that?
No,
man, it fucking tripping me out. Like, I have consciously, like, dude, I don't want nothing to do with PornHub.
Oh, really? Okay, that's fine. I won't. I mean, I gotta be honest. PornHub's like my third choice.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
X-Hamster.
Nah.
No.
X-Hamster's fourth or fifth choice, honestly.
Really? What are your first two then? I don't know any other ones.
X videos and xnxx.com.
I have to look in the X videos. See, that's one of those like ones that I don't trust it too much.
Which I got to be honest, I've used it as long as Pornhub. It's one of the most trusted. I like it. To me, it's like if you like Ford and Chevy, but you're okay with a Chevy, it's my Ford.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I like Ford. I'm okay with some Chevy cars, but Ford's my guy. You know what I mean? Like, I always go for the Ford. That's how I am with like them.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
And sometimes I just want some like fucking complete, like I want it to look like, oh, these people live in my town, just made this in their garage.
What? I read this great book about the elephant in the room. Man, people's like the data on porn is so fascinating.
What do you mean?
Like, here's one thing. This is a small thing. So this data was taken during Obama and the South and the rural South where people were like fuck this fucking Obama. Those people who correlated with like fuck Obama, use the N-word in their Google searches, also would looked into interracial porn.
I'm going to stop you right there. That's the entire Joe Rogan bit.
Oh, is it?
Where he says the N-word. But this happened in 2001, 2002, whatever. Like,
oh, that's crazy.
That's the entire bit is all these racist Southerners who say the N-word, probably the most, whatever, are watching the most interracial porn.
That's so
true, funny that you said that because
crazy.
I just heard something about it, but from 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. But it's like the same way. Like you ever meet a guy where you're like, he's super homophobic, and you're like, you like dick. Like
you're like, I'm pretty sure the right trans girl's dick would get in your mouth.
That's it. Yeah,
like for sure. I think I know some people that are just, although they're so rare. When's the last time you met someone that was just like, oh, gays?
You know, that's funny, man. I was thinking about this yesterday, like just the whole like political situation when we're in this country, like in everything.
What are you ever talking about?
But I was like, it wasn't so long ago. Like I remember, I think I was in middle school when the whole like the vote for the marriage, gays allowed.
Yeah, I was in junior high. Yeah.
Oh, and I was just like, man, that was such a split thing. Now I think like nearly everybody's like, yeah, let gay people get married.
Yeah.
Like it was everybody.
It was such a silly thing to like be against, because I'm like, what? I shouldn't get married,
man. But
why?
It was a split decision.
Why would you care?
Like, yeah, and I'm like, what? So I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Like, what decision will be made now in the future?
To me,
but I'm like, people have a problem with it now. But I'm like, man, give it like 5-10 more years, it's gonna be totally normal.
Even just 12 years later, to me, the idea of someone voting on your right to marry another person seems so fucking antiquated. It seems like oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, we legally, literally, federally were like, I don't think so, queer. Like, what?
It's crazy.
How the fuck? And just to think that I ever would vote for the government trying to control people any more than they already do blows the back of my head right off. Because I'm like, why would you have ever felt that way? You fucked
man. Yeah, it's like a similar. My grandpa actually inspired this in me. Like, he told me about like when they made a law, like a voting law. Like,
your Puerto Rican grandfather?
No, that's my ma's side. So
my ma's side.
Yeah, from Jersey.
That's the white one. The one that says
the
ma.
And coffee. But no, she was just. He said like, like there's this law like you're supposed to wear your seatbelt. If you don't wear your seatbelt, you get a $500 fine. And everyone's like, well, of course you should. And it's like, that's not the point, though. It's the fact that, like, that's your safety. Like,
that's on you.
That on you. Like, the government shouldn't be allowed to tell you that you need to wear a seatbelt. Yeah. Like, I'm going to wear a seatbelt, but I don't think it should be Uncle Sam telling me that I have to wear a seatbelt.
Do you know people who still are just like, I don't fucking need a seatbelt?
Man.
Those are some weirdos.
Man. Well, the guy I was talking about, Justin, man, he hates seatbelts. He's huge. He's huge. He's like 6'3", and he's big. So I think that's why he doesn't like seatbelts. I'm not for sure.
He's like, I can't fucking breathe in these things. Why would
maybe. Because I'm like, why don't you wear a seatbelt?
The fatter I was, the more I disliked seatbelts. And now I'm like, they keep my skinny body safe from ugly.
I don't notice them. They're
we get it, runner.
Yeah,
I got your fucking runner's body.
I do not have. I want everyone to know I do not have the runner's bod right now. Not at all.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone has the bod they want to right now, unless they have.
You know what you're talking earlier about, like people who are healthy, people who are like. I saw someone post like, since quarantine, I've made the decision and I've lost 25 pounds during quarantine. I'm like, fuck you, good for you.
Fuck you.
But God, because like I'm like, I thought we were all collectively like, okay, just as a species, we're all gonna get a little bit like fatter. I'm like, all right, like we're all gonna get fatter. But no, some people are like, no, I'm gonna take this time, this dead time, and turn it to live time, and I'm gonna get my shit together. And I'm like, that's amazing. I wish we all did that, but
that'd be a much healthier decision.
Oh, but none of us did.
Nah.
Majority.
No.
I did not.
I drank for 78 days straight.
Dude.
I've never drank that much in my life.
Me too.
I was sleeping so badly. I had so much anxiety, depression, just without even realizing it. There's a kind you can have depression without it being like a clinical problem.
Yeah.
But you can go through waves of depression.
You can have those blue days.
Yeah, and anxiety. Blue days is worse than that, but
oh yeah. See,
and you get so soothed into it when you do something negative like alcohol for that long. Do you do alcohol? Yeah. And I was like in the midst of anxiety every day, depression certain times of the day, and I didn't even realize how easy it was to just be absolved of that, to not have that. It's like, I just don't drink. I should just not drink. I just need to stop drinking because it's a depressant. Your body is getting the anxiety part of its brain put on hold, so then it fucking doubles over.
That's funny. We're two different drinkers, and it's like why I've like cut off a lot.
Yeah,
it's like I'm the opposite. I drink and I hit like I'll be in a sour mood, and I'm like fuck it, and I like crack open a beer or whatever, and then I'm like fuck it, like. Yeah. Like whatever it is, it is.
That's how it was. It was in the mean times I was very anxious and depressed when I wasn't drinking.
Oh, when you weren't we were on the same thing.
Yeah.
But and then I was just like, but it was a fuck it. It wasn't like I don't know, like I liked it, but I guess I could see how people can get like I have a better view of alcoholism now because before I was like, how can you like it's so hard for me to understand addiction because I don't have that and I'm lucky to.
Yeah.
But like, do you have any addictions? Like you're like, I cannot do this. Whatever.
Yeah. Man. Food. Always food.
Oh yeah.
But like, dude, there's times when I've like
have you ever had a
Jack in the Box at 3 a.m. and because I needed like bad food and I would just not tell anyone. And like, there's a fucking just a lot of like old habits die hard, and I was a fucking chunky kid growing up, and I have like the spirit of a fat person. You have no idea. It's always in there. And I just do fucking like, I think I'll get another fucking something from, just going to fast food places multiple times a day. I haven't had fast food in 4 or 5 days. And I got to tell you, my mood and like general thought content has just been so much more positive. There's something in the food there that is poisoning humans.
Yeah, man. Like there has to be yeah, man. Like if I get fast food, like it's Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out. Like that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't even count those as fast food.
Yeah, those are almost not even fast food because sometimes Chick-fil-A is pretty fast, but you don't get them too fast, first of all. If so, that's out the door. The definition can go fuck itself. It's so much more like naturally fucking sourced from In-N-Out. Chick-fil-A's better. I don't even know.
Man, I can't remember the last time I had like a Burger King Whopper. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
And I just like somebody else bought it. I was like, hey, you want it? I was like, oh, sure, I'm hungry. And I was like, dude,
this sucks.
What is this?
This sucks.
And I'm like,
Burger King's bad,
it's
especially
really bad.
Ours. And I loved Burger King growing up.
Yeah, me too,
To me,
man.
Burger King was cooler than McDonald's, but we didn't live near Burger King, so I was always McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
So when there was a Burger King, I'm fucking stoked.
Oh, see, we had a Burger King on base.
That's one of the ones I actually went to in my life was that Burger King, and I always remember it being there.
Yeah, I think it's still there. Okay. I'm not too sure.
By the tank. I remember it's just a fucking cool tank right there. It was the first like one I saw in person. I don't even know how I got on base.
I was gonna say, how'd you get on base?
My dad worked on there a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's why.
He's a contractor or a carpenter or whatever.
Oh, okay. That's how you got in. Yeah, no, my folks were both military, so I go there. You know what's crazy, man? Like last time I went there with my ma, like I wasn't seeing any kids running around. Like, man, I was so lucky. Like, as a kid, like, we can just go run around there.
I'd go to the skate park there regularly.
I remember when they built that skate park.
That is one of the worst dimension-oriented skate parks in the entire country.
Oh.
It is the most hilariously, like, there's a handrail going down the middle of a quarter pipe, and then there's, like, just a stair set with, like, 10 feet of runway, and then the landing goes right into like another bank.
You know what's funny?
It's really fun to me because when there's uncomfortable dimensions like that, you get to skate in a unique way, but it's also like not spine friendly.
Man, that's so funny. I remember when they built that skate park. It was such a big deal. Like I remember like the commander at the time like hated skateboarding.
Yeah.
Like he hated it, and he like and then Tony Hawk came out, and like everyone started skateboarding, and he's like, "There's too many kids skateboarding around the base. Like we got to make something." And I remember they made it like super quick.
Yeah,
we were all stoked, but then like 2 weeks in, we got over it.
Yeah,
and like everyone just wanted to go skateboarding everywhere else
because everywhere else was more approachable. The skate park's super awkward.
I guess it must have been like we were kids. Like I sucked at skateboarding.
Also, it's so much more interesting to explore on your own than just put in the playpen. You know, when like going climbing in trees was always so much more interesting than the playgrounds at the park.
Absolutely,
it's the same thing. It's like no, I want to know what the natural playground out here is. This playground's cool, and I'll have fun on the swings. But it's the natural part that I want to. I want to go climb the trees and find out what you know. Like loading docks mean so much more to me as a skateboarder than they mean to dock workers.
That's so funny. Yeah, man, that's funny. You know, I remember like when I did skateboard, like I remember like I just go around with my mom like, oh, this would be a good skate spot. Oh, this would be a good skate spot. Like I get
stops.
it.
It never stops.
I get it, man. I get how
I
like
skate the walls and like the corners of like doors and like. This is a ledge and this is like everything in my head is skatable.
Oh, that's
whether
funny.
I'm a tech deck playing with it like as a toy
man.
Or mentally I'm like when we walk down my stairs I'm like, oh, this is a 15 stair hubba. This would be really cool if I could gap out, nose slide down, whatever, you know. It just like always
I can relate to that as a runner like on trails and stuff. Like I was hiking with my kids the other day. And we're going up these hills. And I'm like, oh, like this would be a good run. Like right here, like this is probably like a 1/4 mile run. It's like, okay, you probably keep this pace here. And like, so yeah, man, I get that. I definitely, and like the freedom of like exploring. That's like, I always find like, cause I work at the school, I always see kids like you said, like kids will go to the trees.
Yeah.
More than I think that's something evolutionary in us.
Because it's not synthetic. It's this organic material, and it's literally our brain going connect with the world around me. And then there's this other like unfamiliar shape that is only familiarized culturally, and it's not embedded in like our DNA. So it's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like it's so much cooler to go sit on a log than a bench.
Yeah. That being said though, man, I had like when my kid wasn't in school, my oldest wasn't in school, and I didn't work days. Our thing was like going all over like the coast to find new parks. Oh, because like so man, cute. Like parks were so like I didn't realize like I was like, oh man, like every park's a little different, and also from like a child psychology standpoint, I was like, oh, this works on this motor skill, and oh, there's like a music thing here, and it's fast. So parks are very cool. I love parks a lot.
They're very important.
It is funny how kids will like sometimes just naturally go to the tree, and love trails, and like even like I think even as adults, like we have a common friend who's out there working.
In nature,
and he's doing so much better.
He is, and
it's like even when I talk to him, I'm like, man, he's just like there's something about him.
He's one of the fattest people I've ever met in my life, too. And it just to see him out in nature, not being a drunk fat bastard, it means the world to me,
man.
Because he might be the most obese person on the Central Coast, and now he's outdoors.
I ain't saying this. You know what's funny? So me and that person and other person, we grew up, and me and my other friend, we were the fat ones, and that said person was always the skinny one. And now we're both thinner, and now his fat ass is now the fat one.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I hope he doesn't kill himself because of his body image issues because he's so fucking fat. But
oh shit! You know what though? And but going back on the positive attributes of that individual, he's also one of the smart. Like a lot of people don't know this. He is super smart. Like so, I'm like, I think he gets to use his intelligence.
I don't think we're talking about the same person anymore.
No. God damn. Oh shit.
Super fat and smart couldn't be Dustin.
The cat is out of the bag.
He's been on the show. He literally sent me a video as you were in the pisser, and he was about the weight, the scale number, because I'm 15 pounds heavier than him right now.
Damn, I think I'm probably way more than Dustin right now.
Yeah, you're tall, so you have a lot of like more bone mass.
You know what? Even when Dustin was fat, he had like that like dad bod.
It's funny where like the gut sticks out, but there's still like you can see where the V
he still
is
got
going
little abs.
to go.
He like still had big arms.
Yeah,
like he was fatter than any of us, but he looked the best. Like when I get fat, I'm like a sloppy World of Warcraft fat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Like it's like
gross.
No matter what.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Hella gross. Like pale.
You just look
nasty.
like estrogen on a boy. You're just getting all soft everywhere, and your tits are squishy.
Just old butter, you know? Like yeah, man. I'm getting that point again, so I'm just fat shaming myself in the morning.
Yeah.
It helps. I think for guys it helps.
Fat shame, there should be a certain amount of shame attached to something unhealthy. Because when you are ashamed of something, you care about it.
There is power in shame.
There's some power in shame. I don't think there's power in abusing yourself shamefully. There's an extent to where shame is no longer productive. And there's a balance. Just like everything. Just like everything, you have to have a balance to it. And it's all about finding the perfect balance. There's a meme about that. I literally just fucking said it. I don't know, what an asshole. Who listens to this? But yeah, I agree. Shame is important.
You got it. I think guys especially can give themselves like little, because like you're always like busting balls with your friends. Mm-hmm. And I think like
I'm not with Dustin. He's actually the fattest person on this planet.
But
without his fat ass on this planet, we'd hurl into the sun. Every time there's a solar eclipse, I tell him to get the fuck out of the sky. I'm sick of it. Dude, that last earthquake, I was like, did you hop out of bed this morning, you fat fuck?
Oh, Jesus. Why you gotta do my boy like that? Oh,
It's so funny because he's not here to defend himself.
oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
There was a nationwide insulin shortage, and I was like, wow, diabetes is really kicking in on you, huh? This one time I thought he lowered his car. He was just sitting in it. Turns out he just has a tiny little Toyota.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
The only reason he has a bigger dick is because it's 1,000 times fatter than mine. There's all that cholesterol in his penis head.
Jesus. Oh, gross. That one.
Okay, your turn.
I'm a nice person. I don't have these snappy comebacks anymore.
I
don't got
only
that
do.
ball
I only
busting.
do with Dustin. I'm not even kidding. I couldn't be this off the cuff with you or like someone else. It's purely Dustin. Simply Dustin. Simply Dustin.
Oh shit. I feel like I had to mention him. I remember in one podcast, like he dropped my name, so I'm like, I gotta give him a name.
He's a sweetheart. I do love him, and he had one of
super stupid.
He was one of the first episodes I did, and it's still like one of the first few episodes I did with guests are still like the most popular.
That's
it was just so
cool.
fresh and so new, and now I'm just like whatever.
How was it doing the podcast with Kylie?
We get too drunk and have to do multiple takes.
Oh, is
a lot
that
of the
what
time.
happens? Oh, that's funny.
We learned to like not get too drunk, and now it's great. It really is. I felt like I had a co-host. Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like. It was pretty cool, and I liked it. I enjoy having her on. I think it's fun to have like a rotating cast and like recurring people too.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, well, that's just like the Joe Rogan podcast, really. Like, I get super stoked, like, when I see, like, Brian Callen come on, or, like, Hinchcliffe. Yeah, Tony, I saw him live with Joe Rogan at the...
Santa Barbara?
Yeah.
That's right. I saw them there, too.
Oh, yeah, man, he was good.
Yeah.
Man, who's your comedian, newer comedian that's coming up that you're like, this guy's, like... You got any new guys that you're like, oh, this guy's really good?
I can only think of one person, and he's at the peak of his fame right now, and he's only like 13 years in, which is maybe half the amount of time before you're like super set. Like the most people that we know and love, like Kevin Hart and like Joe Rogan, like they've been doing it 20, 35
they got their
years.
chops in,
Dave Chappelle's been doing it for 30 something years, and like those people have been doing it a long time. So 13 years is like super sophomore, but Mark Normand.
Yeah, man, I haven't watched. His tweets are funny as hell.
He has more jokes per capita than any human. He is a perfect joke writer. He's super funny, charming. Like, I don't know. I'm in love with Mark Normand, dude.
Man,
He's
I
great.
need to. Yeah, my buddy Eddie was telling me like, you gotta check out his special, and so I'm like, man, my comedian though that I'm like, I think he's gonna be the next big thing is Andrew Scholes.
Dude, oh my god.
Fucking Andrew Scholes.
I feel so stupid for not saying that first.
He's the next up and comer. He's like he is like now. I think
this class, the class
like,
of next class of like legends.
Andrew Scholes,
him and Mark Normand.
I haven't listened to Tim Dillon too much.
Tim Dillon's up there too. Tim Dillon's gonna be like.
I've heard nothing but funny things about Tim Dillon.
He's funny. He's gonna be like. I feel like more in like the Bill Hicks line of things. Not to say he's not joke friendly, because a lot of Bill Hicks stuff was just kind of preachy and not very funny.
Yeah. That was he was kind of like, I went through a big Hicks phase at one time.
Any self-respecting white boy that likes comedy did.
Yeah. Oh, what do you like? You know who I really liked and still do is Colin Quinn. I really like Colin Quinn.
You know, I
really dig his stuff.
I feel so stupid because I really didn't get into Colin Quinn or that show he had. There was
he had one on Comedy Central
he
back.
had two, and I can't remember the names of either one of them right now because I'm so young. They're like inconsequential.
Yeah, I remember those.
But I didn't get into Colin Quinn enough, and I hear his name so often, and he's such a big plays such a big role in other lives of comedians I love that I have almost like a shoe-in respect for him.
That's me with Gary Shandling. I don't know Gary Shandling too much, but he's helped so many legends.
Yeah.
Like, you got to pay him his due, even though I don't know the material.
There's some people that are absolutely just by default. I'm like, yeah, always have an open mind and respect the things you do because you laid the foundation for what I know and love today.
That's like with Lenny Bruce. Like, you gotta Lenny Bruce's material is like weird and definitely outdated, but it's like, dude, that was like the first guy.
Did you know he got arrested for saying schmuck
Yeah,
on stage?
yeah.
I thought he said fuck or something, and they were like, that's it. He said schmuck. There's a movie called Dinner for Schmucks out.
Yeah.
And like today in the 21st century, and he got arrested for saying schmuck on stage.
I think they were looking for anything.
Yeah.
You should see that movie. Dustin Hoffman plays him, and he kills it.
Yeah?
Dustin Hoffman.
What's it called, Lenny?
I think it's just called Lenny.
Okay.
Man, it goes over his whole story about because he had a whole thing with the Supreme Court, and it's crazy. That shit fucked him up, and his wife was
devastated
crazy.
him. He never recovered financially from any of that or anything.
No, there were some wild Richard Pryor stories of Richard Pryor crazy, that story of how he shot the car, whoa.
What about when he fucking
or when he's doing crack and lit himself on fire?
That's one of the biggest. His best special was after he almost burned himself to death.
Yeah. Or even man, how long has it been? Are you looking at the time here?
Oh no, I'm looking around because you're talking. I wanna collect my thoughts. And I'm high. So right. I just need you to fucking bear with me. I'm high. God damn it.
Yeah, but man, just like those Dave Chappelle. How about you know how I feel goes underrated is Greg Giraldo.
Dude, one of my all-time favorites.
Is he, man?
Seriously.
Greg Giraldo.
As far as my heroes go, Greg Giraldo on roast specifically, because that's where I knew him primarily. My guy.
Yeah.
That was the first comedian death in my life that ever mattered to me, and it was so strange to.
I think a few guys died, like him, Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah, Patrice.
And then, fuck, man, I think there's somebody else. Oh, I think Hedberg died at the same around that time.
Hedberg died a couple of years before them, and
I remember
Giraldo died, and then Patrice died. I think in that order. Not that the order really matters.
Yeah. But I remember when I was a kid, and I was getting a comedy. I was like, oh, those guys I really died.
Yeah.
And it's funny too. I remember those because comedy, stand-up comedy, affects you as a person, especially because it makes you laugh as a young boy. Things that make you laugh, that's what you go into. And then they would bring up funny thoughts, and you're like, oh yeah, I never thought of things that way.
That is weird how everyone picks their nose on the subway but not on the bus. What's up with that? Fucking observational
little
thing.
observations like that.
It's funny because you learn them as a kid, and then you get funnier to adults because you understand these things, these adult themes that run from childhood because comedians are big kids all the way to adulthood because they still are technically
funny.
adults.
I'm telling you, man, that is why I passed high school, because I was funny with the teachers, not the students. The students, I was funny,
100%.
but I was funny with the teachers, and man, that helped me out because, dude, I wouldn't do shit.
Oh my god, dude, I slept through. I might have slept through more days in class than I've attended school.
Yeah, man.
In high school, junior and senior year, I went to a continuation high schools. They do not care if you sleep in their they're like, you're already a loser. This is not gonna make me stop you from being a loser. Go ahead, sleep through my class. I'm talking about Nietzsche now. So,
I know the school. Yeah, I heard about that teacher too. That's
amazing.
Really cool.
Love him.
I heard he was really cool.
He changed my life without a doubt.
Yeah, I've heard that from a couple people.
Dr. Doug English.
Good for him. Shout out to one teacher to another. That's really cool, man. I heard about that. I'm like, that's the perfect guy you want teaching that class.
He
like those classic kids. That's the guy you want, because I feel like kids that probably would have benefited me. Whatever. I went to Cabrillo, and the only reason I didn't go to that school is because if you go to those school, you can't go to a military. And my dad was like, "Fuck, no."
Really? Wow, I had no idea.
So I was all about. I was like, "All right,
go
cool."
to the military now?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I really wanted to be in the army.
Did
my mom
you?
forbade it. There was she was like,
that's-
no fucking way.
Man, that was
ever
the
happen.
absolute opposite in my house. My dad was like, "You're gonna be a soldier." And I was like, "Oh shit, I just want to play baseball."
Oh my God. And now I just opened up a whole nother can of worms. Let me finish my thought in this fucking, I don't even know where we're going.
Man, Dallas, you on the deep end.
I am. No, but it's more because you brought up baseball that I'm distraught. So backtracking to Soldier, high school. Oh yeah. Doug. Oh yeah. Dr. Doug English. That's right. I had a girlfriend in high school and I used to talk about this teacher and she's like, "Oh my God, send me a picture of him. I want to see him." And she thought he was hot. She was like all about it. She was like, and now I know for a fact Kylie would also think this teacher is hot.
That's funny.
He's professor, middle-aged, thin guy, like just like the college student that like hooks up with the professor. He's like that professor.
Yeah.
But if you know him as a person, he would never do that because that was the other teacher that worked there that did that.
Oh shit. Damn.
Yeah, but it's kind of forgivable when you're the teacher of a school with a bunch of 18-year-olds that have 3 kids already, and you're just like, oh, this person,
man,
them sucking my dick is inconsequential to the fact that they're already having kids, they're adult, they're sexually active.
Man,
so
yeah,
I don't know the whole story, but that's in my head where that went.
Man, let's talk about baseball. Baseball's about to start. Let's go Mets. Man, I had no idea you were like partly a Mets fan.
I'm only partly a Mets fan because of Lenny. Yeah.
I never read that that bio. I'm like,
it is.
I bet it'd be fucking good, dude. I cannot wait for that 30 for 30. Like, dude, it's good. I really hope they don't fuck it up. I really hope, and that's what you're talking about. Like
30 for 30s, 90% of them suck.
Man, well, what's up? Like whoever did the Jordan documentary, just do the Mets documentary,
please,
dude.
Please,
like, man, 86 Mets. What a fucking party and group of individuals.
I'll show you the book before you leave. I think it's in my truck, dude. It's so fucking, there's pictures of them celebrating him in the Mets. It's just so fucking cool.
Oh man, the 86 Mets. And then you just had a party, man. Like there was some like darkness in there too, which kind of adds to the magic. But like, yeah, man, Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden were like fucking crackheads. like getting like high ass averages and great ER,
and then Dykstra, he couldn't play. He was what's called a platoon player, which you don't play every game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So when he went to the Phillies, he read about he was like super tired. He couldn't fucking keep up. So he went to the doctor in Alabama, and he's like, "Doc, I need something because this is the difference between me making $30 million and $30,000 working at a fucking grocery store. I need something." So the doctor's like, "Oh, here you go, Decadurabolin, one of the cleanest steroids in the world." And he turned into, as he puts it, a Greek fucking god. He went from, I think, 160 to 190 over the off season.
Damn.
Hired a personal trainer, and then was second in hits behind Barry Bonds that year.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
And then Bonds was on the juice too. You know what though?
Bonds probably wasn't even on the juice then.
Bonds got into it later. Like, I don't know what steroids they started coming out. Like, man, like Mark McGwire was like putting those. I don't know what he was on,
but in the did you watch the Long Gone Summer 30 over 30? That androstenedione or diol, I forget what that is. That's just like an oral stuff. Like, I could get that on the internet.
Yeah,
like
and that's what we're talking about. Like they,
because it wasn't banned back then.
No, and then they made it. I think the whole steroids thing was like was just a
So
bunch of
shitty.
bunk. I think
So
even in
shitty.
Tour de France, all those things.
Dude, let them do the substances.
Man.
Everyone's okay with supplements up until like a point. Then they make this
You know, and
arbitrary
that's
red line.
That's so weird too, because like, I don't understand that. Like, there's so much. Like, it's all because like an organization says it's bad, and then all of a sudden people like fucking John Jones and that whatever the fuck he was taking, but like
Tyrannobol.
But
Yeah.
it's like really like what's the big deal? Like, I don't know, man. Like I
don't know.
I think it should be part of sports. Honestly,
I think-
like everything sports should get better, and the drugs make because like
That's gamesmanship, dude.
And like,
I have a better engine under the hood than you.
well, I
because
mean that's
I
sports
made these
now. Like you got to
adjustments.
find like okay, like who's the best hitting coach? Who's got the best technique? It's like the free market of sports. I feel like you got to let it go. Just let it go. Like
At
let
least
the
in
whole
baseball, can we get some fucking home runs again? God damn it.
Gosh, man.
Why do I only
man,
have to be excited about Pete Alonso and Harper?
Yeah, you know, man, and that's another thing. Like, I'm trying to get trying to get my kids in the like. I feel like baseball. It's so hard to get people in the baseball
Unless you go see a game.
unless you go see a game and you're raised on it.
If
like
you
I
go
was
see a
raised
game-
on the Mets.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Everyone in my family except me played baseball, so I feel so left out and like I have to play catch up. Like my brother was minor league for the Indians,
wow.
and they were all on baseball teams growing up, and like it's fucking.
So why didn't you play?
Because I don't know. I asked my dad. I was like, you just kind of let me do whatever I wanted as a kid. Like I never did any drugs. I never did anything mischievous that I ever got caught for. And I was not a bad kid. I wasn't a crazy kid. I liked playing with action figures, and then I found skateboarding, and then I did both of those things, and I just hung out with my friends, watched skate videos, and I loved that shit. That was it. Like there wasn't anything else. Or I'd be watching cartoons. I loved TV, love fucking television movies, watching movies a lot. I was just like a shut-in kid, and it totally sucks because I'm the biggest person in my family, like
size wise,
and it's just like I have the best body for to have been a baseball player.
You look like you can probably swing it.
Yeah, 6'1", 195 is like ideal for a baseball player. I'm like, okay, well, I'm pretty close to both of those things.
There's a bunch of ability that goes, but you know, man, like whatever. Like I remember at one time, I was like mad that like my parents didn't let me play soccer.
Well, they didn't want you to be gay.
I guess so. That was just another old school, like, you're not playing soccer. But man, like at school when I was like in elementary, I was like a great goalkeeper. Like nothing
You
get
had a
past
Puerto
me.
Rican dad, and he was like, "No soccer."
No, Puerto Ricans ain't into soccer.
Oh, they're like soccer's for Mexicans. please.
Like,
don't get
like
it twisted.
Puerto Ricans, like we like
They like baseball.
baseball and boxing.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
that's about it.
Yeah,
That's
that ain't
amazing.
cockfighting. Which another thing. Let's talk about it. Cockfighting should be legal.
Should it be?
I think so.
What is cockfighting? Just
Like two chicken roosters just
Fucking each
fighting
other
to the
up?
death. Like,
you think it should be legal?
yeah, man. I do.
I mean, I don't think.
I don't think like it should be televised. Like, I'm just like, you know what, man? Like, oh, this is the shit. This is where you're gonna get flagged. This is it. This is where we're getting canceled.
All right.
But it's like, yo,
yeah,
like
this is the
I worked on a farm. You have to keep roosters away from it because roosters will fuck each other up. It's only natural that they fuck each
only
other up.
natural
I don't
that
think you should put
there's-
razors on them and shit.
It's only,
But,
and there
like-
shouldn't be cash flying and
Yeah,
bookies in the crowd.
Yeah, man. I don't mind that. Like, you know, gamble on it. That's cool. But I'm like, but you don't gotta put razor and shit. Like, yo, like
There should be a
they're gonna be
regulated
chicken anyway.
cockfighting.
Like,
I mean, what would you rather happen to a rooster or a chicken? Would you rather them fight to the death, or would you rather them be turned into like a meal?
definitely a meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get that point. But there's something about glory about a chicken fighting to the death.
It is so...
What would you rather want, Dallas? Like, would you rather want to be eaten as a meal or fight to the death?
Fight to the death.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think roosters would appreciate that.
Oh, man. I just got so... See, this is how I know I'm high. I thought about the entirety of having to fight to the death in a Coliseum. And I was like,
dude,
damn.
what a wild ass time. Fucking crazy.
They just used to...
That whole time. There should really be a book on all just the crazy shit. Like, it was common for boys to like be molested.
I was just gonna say that's the first thing I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I was like, they just fucked boys and killed each other.
Yeah, but it was totally. It was actually like a man. Fuck. But yeah, man. Back then, it was totally normal. You get a mentor, and he's gonna teach. Like, it was an honor. Like, oh. I don't want to say Marcus Aurelius. I'm trying to think of some other Greek name.
Someone else that we love that we don't want to incriminate.
Caesar would be like, okay, I'm going to show you how to write and read and make political origins, and you're going to suck my dick later. And it was like, thank you, Caesar.
Oh my God.
Like, it was just a trip of a
but
time,
that's
man.
their word against history's, our understanding of it.
Yeah.
They could literally have said, oh, they totally wanted to. That was normal.
Yeah.
They wanted to suck my dick.
Well, I mean, that's even now, like, 'cause major in anthropology, but that's
nice.
Like even in
you know what anthropology is good for?
Teaching anthropology. Here's what I would recommend to anyone if you're into anthropology: get an AA in it. Don't make a career out of it. Like, it doesn't matter what you get your AA in. It really doesn't. And then like get your BA in what you want to actually do. But would I like to go like and live with a different tribe and do that? Like, yeah, the reality of that happening, no. But I'm like, but I like the way thinking of an anthropology has made me think. Like, and it covers everything I like. Like, I like history, I like economics, I like psychology, I like culture.
Maybe I should have taken an anthropology course.
Man,
those all sound fascinating.
Man, I wish they told me about anthropology like when I was in high school, because I was
really
like, I didn't know that was a job.
I didn't know we did that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know that word.
But anyway, yeah. But there's like in different cultures. Like in Africa, I forget the small country, but it's like women will be sister wives, and they are the ones who will request more wives because they need more wives to take care of the farm and the kids.
And people are racist against black people. They sound like the most sound women I've ever heard of in my life.
Jesus, I'm not part of this.
Dude, I don't know about you, but the last thing I want is an additional female in my life that I have to deal with emotionally and sexually.
Oh man, I tell my girlfriend that all the time. Like, you don't have to worry about me cheating on you because like
I barely stand your ass.
I was just telling like, man, that shit's exhausting. Like, I would even tell young girls like, listen, don't get with your good looking guy if he's like in his 20s and he got a nice car and a nice job. Like, some other girl's gonna try to pick up on that dude, like,
and he's gonna want to lay
he's gonna want it, dude. That's natural, and that's natural for you. Like, don't be hooking up with that hot girl because that girl's getting constant dicks in her DM. Don't just have fun at that
special.
age.
Just fucking don't.
Like, you need to get into a relationship when you're fucking tired. Like, that's like me. Like, I told my girl, like, you never have to worry. Like, I'm tired. I played the whole game of like sneaking around. That shit's exhausting. I don't have time for that.
I wonder how Kylie feels that I've robbed her of her 20s.
Oh, I know. I feel like that.
I have a perfect vagina. Just walking around 30, bunch of bitter people. She's like still skipping. Bunch of like fucking broken 30-year-old women. Like, oh, you fucking weird. Jesus.
Oh. We're going on the deep end here, Dallas.
I'm going on a fucking What? So to answer your question, oh, I don't remember your question. Never mind.
No, I kind of want to know, and then we can start to close down here.
Right.
So you're moving to San Diego.
Yeah.
You live with Kylie.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how long have you and Kylie been together?
6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
Man, like, it's a game. I'm sure you guys will work, like, stick it out, but like when you move in together, it's a whole new thing. It's a whole new, like, I don't, like, not that I didn't take you guys serious before. Like, I don't take relationships serious unless they moved in
I don't
together.
take anyone's relationship seriously, not even my own.
That's a good way to look at things.
Just kidding. That's for the...
No, but really, like, in a way, like, you know, like, it's weird how people get, like, super, like, oh, I'll never live without. You're like, yeah, you will. And, like, that's funny. Like, me and my girlfriend have had that conversation. Like, if we broke up, like, it would really suck, but, like, we'd both get over it. eventually.
I told Kylie, I was like, you know how excited I'll be to never talk to another female again? You're going to fuck me up so badly, and then I won't have to talk to women. This is going to be great. Just navigate this male-only fucking echo chamber of like, we don't need those fucking bitches. And just...
Oh, shit.
Also, I want to like, I think about that and like the challenge of like being celibate afterwards. That fucking thought comes into mind of like, wow, could I do that?
It's, man,
I'd love to
we were
just be
talking
like,
about that a
no.
little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I went like 2 months without anything.
Yeah.
And it was an enlightening experience.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I would recommend it.
Okay.
I would recommend it for a guy trying to get like some clarity in his life. At that time, because I was like a wannabe Tucker Max. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, man, I got to like stop with this damn Tinder thing. And then, man, I was good for like a good 2 months. And I was like, oh, I really kind of came into my own. Like... Shit.
Fucking.
I should have just let that one at like I did that on purpose. Oh, Jesus. Goddamn googly moogly. But anyway, man. Back to you.
Yeah. Oh,
Back
thank
to
you.
you.
I love the attention. You know what? Before we go anywhere, I have to answer my questions for my people
Let's do that.
on Instagram. A record-setting 4, maybe 5 questions. Let's find them here. Because I had asked everyone like, "Hey, we're back. Any questions for the podcast?"
You got it. Hey, you got to do the listeners good.
First question is from dear exalted guest and great supporter Clara Cobb. Where have you been? She asks. Well, I don't know. I've been at home. I just one day was gonna do a podcast and didn't, and then the entire world got set on fire a little bit, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna add some fuel to the fire. I really don't need to be like putting my dumb foot in my mouth. And I know I had feelings that were very conflicted back then, just merely a month ago, that are different than I feel now. And I'm glad I didn't put those fucking stupid thoughts out there, and I had a little bit of restraint.
That's a good time to appreciate
Because
that.
who wants to be fucking... What better way to disservice civil rights movement than just being like, hold on, white guy here.
Yeah.
Let me butt in. And this is what I think. And it was just like, yeah, I don't think anyone fight. And also, my show is literally called Bad Etiquette for a reason. It's really bad etiquette to be like, I don't know if all these people are up to good. Some of these people are up to no good. It just like, it fucking, I was like, oh God, I'm going to say something stupid. And I just didn't want to do that.
It was a tense time. There was a couple things like I wanted like to write. Well, I did write, but I never put any of it out there. And I was just like, I don't know how clear my thoughts are on this thing. I think a lot of people feel that way.
And I think also people are just so terrified of being trivialized and then disregarded by society for it because of something they may have mistakenly said.
Yeah,
and
there's that.
I've mistakenly said things on the show a lot of the times. And I think that whole topic was impossible to avoid. And at first it was just like, I think I'm just going to skip this week because it was the week of George Floyd being killed. I was like, I'm not going to talk about this. I don't have anything like, I think I'm just going to like, not that I was like, oh yeah, good for the cop. It wasn't anything like that, but it was just like, fuck, dude, this is so tense. Just out of respect for the situation, I'm just gonna like let my show go for the week, and then it just kept getting worse and worse and like more tense rather. And I was like, oof.
Oh man.
So I meant to return like on 4th of July. That was supposed to be my first show back, but
even this 4th of July seemed tense to me.
Yeah.
Although
oh my God,
I think it's still been kind of tense, but
it's tense. It's definitely tense. It's weird to have racial tension like this. I've never experienced it like this my entire life.
I don't think most of us have. Not to this extent.
Nope.
Like I've been in some like dicey situations where I'm like, whoa, but like this is like everybody. So like socially, it's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
I do have to say that I don't value anyone's opinion unless they're in person in front of me, and I'm just talking about like acquaintances, like civilians. You know, if you're a celebrity, like I'm definitely looking at your shit for your opinion because I love you. But most part, if you're just like someone I follow on Instagram or Twitter or something, I don't give a fuck what you have to say on there unless we're in person, you have no weapons, and we're just talking. That's when I value your opinion.
But like,
because there's some people that have said some things that I don't care for and I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But I'm adult enough to know that I've said some things that I no longer agree with or care for, and I've grown into a better person. So why not just not judge them for it right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes I just kind of hope that people don't. I don't know. Like, there's some ideals I see on there. I'm like, boy, I hope you don't like really ride too long with that thing. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but I really hope you don't like just ride that train for a while. Not just because of like a political thing, but that's just
just
a
maybe
bad
an antiquated way of thinking.
Yeah,
or maybe
that's just a bad way of thinking.
Some people are too controlling. They want to control others, and it's like, you don't even have your own life in control. Stop telling me how to fucking live because you found a photo set on Instagram that tells you what to do.
It is weird.
It's
super
really,
weird.
It's really interesting to see everyone become activists for someone and something else, but still be like doing nothing themselves.
Yeah, but you know what's funny, man? Like, have you seen people post stuff and like you look at them like you know them in person and you're like, I know you don't think that.
You're like, this is for everyone else. This is not for you. This is not how you feel.
It's super weird.
It's very transparent and gross, and I'm not going to call the people out. Because seriously, like, I get it. Maybe you are becoming a more virtuous person, but I also know when you haven't been, and I also know that this is a whole lot of phooey.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe you feel that way. There's one person who was posting stuff. I'm like, I know you said some racist things. Like, I was there when you said it. So I'm like, oh, that's
I was at the same clan meeting.
That was uncalled for. What's the second question, man?
Oh, yeah, second question. Yeah, thank you. Fuck. It kept me on track. Oh, okay. Did you ever watch the Barracks.com like when you were growing up skateboarding? No, he has no idea what that is. Okay.
No, you are deep. Like, I was watching your story the other day. It's like, what kind of skateboard do you ride? And people getting all in detail. I'm like, God damn. Like, people are talking over there like car parts.
It's important to me, and there's so few brands in skateboarding that it's super easy to vet it out. So everyone has like very personal choices.
That's what I noticed too. Like, that's really funny. Like, you were talking like, oh, that is too big of a board for me. Like, like I couldn't do a kickflip with that thing, and I was just like, oh man, I never thought like that certain board would affect the style that you want to skate. Or like,
it has such a big influence.
I know,
especially
I didn't think
one
about
of the most tragic parts about my life. This is how fucking white privilege I am. One of the most tragic parts about my life is that because of my size and stature and weight on a skateboard, I can't skate as well as other people. Growing up, I couldn't skate as well. I was husky. I couldn't get off the ground as well. I couldn't do tricks as well. So I had to kind of like learn this like husky kid style and do these like husky kid tricks.
Yeah, damn, I should have been with you. I was backing on the board too.
and like everyone I know that's good at skateboarding is tall and skinny, but I don't know anyone who is like my silhouette and good at skateboarding. Like, it's just recently that there's been like a really good husky pro skater. His name is Jamie Foy. And if he was around when I was a kid, it might have given me a little bit more motivation to be like, oh, maybe I can do handrails or something, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So,
you know what, though? I will say, like, I've seen videos of you skating, and I was like, whoa, it almost seems like unnatural to watch you do it because you're so big. Yeah. And like you're doing like this finesse. I'm like, whoa, it's cool to see though. And same with and I wonder, now it makes me think of like I think we both know him, Chris Navarro.
Yeah, he's one of my good dearest friends.
Dude, Chris is like, I haven't paid attention to the skateboarding scene, but I watched Chris's videos and I'm like, is Chris like a pro? Like, does like Chris like
he totally could be like in the right respects. I mean,
I'm just like, dude, he's right off a fucking video game when I'm watching his videos. I'm like,
he's great.
He's a fantastic skateboarder. He's incredible.
Yeah, he's absolutely great skateboarder.
And then he's like a small, skinny guy, and I'm like, does that help him kind of like with the physics of his skateboarding? Like,
I don't know, probably. I think
he's so
his
good.
Size
it's
also
crazy.
Also, when you're smaller, obstacles look bigger. and that looks cooler. I'm so big that every obstacle I skate looks like
looks smaller.
Looks like I'm trying to use a kid's obstacle or something, and then or I have to step up to the big ones that I'm too scared of. So it's this horrible catch-22 of like I have the awkward, tall, fat body. So,
hey, make it work.
Thick body.
Thick. You support that.
All right. So, anyways, the second question was it says, if you were on a Trickopedia on the barracks, what trick would it be? This was something, it's kind of like trick tips, but they don't give you tips. They just repeat the trick over slowly in slow motion and have these really great, it kind of breaks down the trick and the movements of the feet because you really get a in-depth analysis just visually of what movements are going on. So that's what the Trickopedias were. And say like Lizard King, this guy Lizard King has a great kickflip. He'd be on doing the kickflip, and like this guy Dylan Reeder, rest in peace, he had a great impossible. So he'd have an impossible. So my friend Colby, who I grew up skateboarding with, was he asked me, he's like, what trick? So what would my trick be if I was on a Trickopedia, if I had it to show someone? I don't know, maybe double kickflips. I'm really good at those. I typically don't have a problem with them. I've had them I never lost that trick. I like that trick. It's I don't do any other trick nearly as well. Like consistently. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. That's
so funny. Like, that's so interesting. Like that like skateboarding, like everyone can have their thing. Like I just thought of the idea, like that's really cool. Like if you want to like really master something, like just the art of mastery, like yeah, wouldn't you want to learn a double kickflip from the guy who does double kickflips the best and how they do it? You know, and that's like in any sport really. Like in baseball, like okay, who's the best guy to like put a line drive down third, like David Wright. Like so, like we'll listen to David Wright talk about it. Like so. Like who throws the best sliders, and like that's really cool, man. I think that's really cool. I think it's cool for like kids like wanting to get good at skateboarding too, because then they put their thing on it, and it just kind of layers. Fucking
thing that kills me, and I know an older generation than me also hates it. Kids are so good at skateboarding today because they have so much access to content and perception of what's possible on a skateboard, and it's such a skate friendly culture out there. That like there's kids now that are probably 11 years old that are better than I've ever been at skateboarding.
Oh, dude.
It makes me, first of all, I fucking do not like kids. Like especially on skateboards, like no one was nice to me as a kid on a skateboard and they hated me. Yeah. And I totally see why now.
Oh, yeah.
Those annoying little fucking kids on skateboards, dude. Holy shit. And skateboarders are some of the most sensitive, whiny bitches. It's so funny. I used to think that we were cool because we weren't like the jocks. And in reality, a whole lot of that was like we were just little pansies and the jocks were something that we couldn't kind of live up to as males yet, as far as that goes. So because I find myself like, oh, I just really I wish I would have done wrestling in baseball in high school. Like that really would have been great to have those. And I didn't because I was such a negative mentality against sports. And now it's like, I'm so obsessed with sports in such a weird way. I'm wearing an entire outfit of golf clothes right now. That's my new thing.
It looks good on you though.
Thank you. I feel so comfortable. But yeah, so fucking...
man, that's really interesting. There's something about sports. That's funny though. I was like the opposite way. Like growing up, like I was like the total American kid. Like it was all about baseball and sports. And then, man, I started getting into music. Yeah. And then like I felt like I had to drop the sports element. Like I can't be a rock star and a baseball player. So I almost like threw like the jockness away.
Is there anything cooler though than seeing your favorite musicians and they like love sports? You're like, oh my God, like you're normal too?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's like when you see someone who does something that's kind of quintessential like baseball and they like Metallica or something, where it's like, oh, you're kind of like cool too.
Well, yeah, man, that was me for like Mike Piazza, who's like my favorite like player growing up. Like I found out he like liked to play drums and he was a metalhead.
That's awesome.
And that I think that might have influenced my music taste because like when I found out Mike Piazza liked metal, I was like, what's heavy metal? And that's how I get into like Korn and Drowning Pool and Slipknot and all those bands.
Did you ever listen to like real heavy metal?
Oh yeah, I was on to deathcore. You know what's funny, man? I cannot like. Sometimes that shit hits me if like I'm feeling it, but like I can't listen to it all the time like I used to.
I don't have any I don't think I have any guilty pleasure music. I like the music I liked, and it was always cool because I think I vetted the like cringy stuff that seemed disingenuous, which was all of that core stuff when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. I was like, this isn't lasting. This is not, I don't know, deathcore, metalcore. Blah.
Yeah,
I know like.
I can't feel it now. It's, yeah, man, I kind of wish I did because I remember I was so into music at that time. Like, have you, like, I think, you, like, how much do you listen to music now?
Once or twice a month.
Man, I don't listen to music like I do. Like I'll listen to it in the car with the kids, which is really cool.
I was listening to it on the way to the gym, and that's it. So about 25 minutes, maybe 3 days a week.
See, like, you know what's funny now? Like I realized this the other day. Like I got over classic rock.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm just like, dude,
so sick of it.
I don't want to hear any more classic rock.
But now what's happening is I don't hear. I hated hearing the classic rock radio songs.
Yes.
Now I need to see the B sides.
Yes.
And the deep cuts.
That's what I'm saying. Like I still like. I think I can listen to like everything off Appetite for Destruction except Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle. Yeah. But now my kids love those songs, and it's so cool to watch them like, access it. Like. Oh man, I remember my girl's son is like requesting, like that's his song request is like Welcome to the Jungle or Sweet Child of Mine, and like seeing him get into it, and then like I remember my daughter was looking like when she heard that opening riff on Sweet Child of Mine, she's like, who is this?
Oh man.
And I was like, oh, she heard that riff.
That's all it.
And same with Iron Man. I remember like my kids like yeah, and that's another thing. My girl's son. And like that, and then my daughter was like, what is that?
Just knowing the song Iron Man carried me through like 3rd and 4th grade with this amount of coolness. And that's how I like made a dear friend when I was in elementary school. It was just that song.
Man, that's so funny, man. Me too. My friend like JC, who's a little older than me, he like liked Sex Pistols and it was funny, like I said, I liked the Sex Pistols too, but like I didn't really like them as much. I liked the Ramones a lot. Yeah, the Ramones were. Well, yeah. You got Road to Ruins. Right, I have a
tattoo. I mean, yeah.
Oh, do you have a Ramones tattoo?
Yes, I do.
Oh shit, nice. But yeah, I got into them, and then I just got everything was the same, like punk, classic rock, heavy metal. It was like it was just all rock. Yeah. And then I started getting into like Korn, and I remember that was like the first album I ever bought. Was a Korn album.
That's funny. The first album I ever bought was a Sex Pistols album.
Oh yeah, everyone remembers that. I don't think kids are gonna get that now. Kids are not gonna get that.
I remember my first download.
I know, like people are just not.
Dude, it's not I can't wait to hear the just gross like, and then I hit shuffle on that playlist and my life was never the same. Like it's never gonna be the same, and it grosses me out.
It sucks, man.
I mean, I'm glad because like fuck the next generation, anyways. Just by default, I don't even care what they think or believe in. Just fuck them anyways.
I'm so the opposite. I'm all about the like. That's always so like I hate when people talk about our generation. Like, what about our generation? This and millennials. I'm like, fuck the millennials. Like I'm caring about the little ones coming up. Like, because like these are our problems. Like we're adults, we should handle our problems. Like, but like you know, like how can you like I don't know. Like we're the parents in the car. And if we're having road rage, how can we expect the kids in the back seat to not have road rage and act like assholes?
Yeah, my parents had road rage growing up, and now I
use
think about murdering drivers all the time.
Man, I do not have road rage. I'm so happy. Like sometimes I will. Very rare.
I keep little poppets in my ashtray to throw at cars that are rude and shitty drivers because I know it's not going to hurt their car and it's going to fuck with them and fuck them up.
Oh.
And they hate it because you hear that snap on your car and you're like, what the hell was that? And then there's no marks.
I don't get, like, sometimes, like, someone cuts you off.
Not that I've ever actually done it. I just keep them there just in case.
Just in case. Man, I just don't. Like, even when someone cuts me off, And I'm like, you know what, man? Like, you've cut it off people too. And like, you didn't mean to act like an asshole when you cut him off. It was an accident. So I'm sure he had an accident too. Like,
it's so uncomfortable when someone's around when you have road rage.
oh,
I've almost been killed in cars with Kylie, and she gets more upset at me for being angry than like the person almost killing us made her. And I'm like, is it really that bad? Like when I'm fucking lashing out, like this person almost ended our life.
Oh man, I get like that with my girl. My girl got more road rage than me, and I'm just like, yo, babe, you need to chill the fuck out.
No,
and even if someone does cut us off or something.
Oh my God. When Kylie gets road rage, I think about buying her dinner. I'm like, you are, babe. Like, I'm just like, oh, cool. Welcome to the rest of the civilization.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Kylie
not
seems
perfect.
like she has like a very calm demeanor about her.
Yeah, it's because, she's insane. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah, damn.
She is. She's so much more even tempered and like probably mentally healthier of a person than me. I'm a fucking lunatic. I don't know how she puts
Opposites attract.
Opposites attract. There we go.
I know. I always feel like my girl is way more smarter than me. Like, oh my goodness. Like, she's academically smart. Like, it's crazy how, like, she gets scholarships for being smart. Like, she's smart. Like, so it's like, and then we'll have discussions. I'm like, oh, I'm just a dumb idiot.
But it's good because it's probably made you smarter.
Oh yeah, it's made
you more intelligent.
Yeah. So she's definitely helped in that way. But man, well, good luck on San Diego. You can start doing comedy there too?
Yeah, there's just more comedy clubs. I still have more questions out there.
Oh, you do?
I have 3 more questions.
Well, let's fire them off quick.
Okay, here. One is
rapid fire.
2 girls, 1 cup, or 1 guy, 1 jar.
I did not see
1 guy, 1 jar?
No. What is that?
A guy sticks a jar in his ass and then it breaks.
Oh, Jesus.
2 girls, 1 cup, because I watched that with my mom, dad, and cousin when I was, 11. Oh. So, and then another person asked, how many pubes are on your gooch? 24. Thank you. And then another gentleman, maybe the guy who actually shared that Peterson video with me, that jujitsu meme page. Anyways, he says, who are the Bolsheviks and how many people did they kill? Well, the Bolsheviks were a Soviet faction of communists and Marxists that killed, I don't know, fucking 5 to 9 million people, I think. Let me see. Bolsheviks. Let's look it up. Bolsheviks. Hold on. Keep talking.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to get on the dark side. I thought we were getting happier. But man, have you seen, what trips me out about all this like social progress that's going over here about like everything Black Lives Matter and, and rightfully so in some cases. But like what's happening in China, like, man, there is a genocide happening in China right now and nobody's talking about it. I was reading this article
Do you know why? Because there's 1 billion people, they're not going to notice if there's a genocide of people there.
I mean, but like even here, and it's like, it's not
joke.
just like
people,
but I'm like, seriously though, I'm like, why is like no one, it's super weird that like, and it's horribly uncomfortable that no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to get together and say like, hey, rest of the world, like there's a genocide happening and we're doing nothing about it.
They would enslave us as a country. What are we going to do? Hey, stop doing what you do because we said so. And they're like, fuck you.
Oh, no, yeah. They won't.
It's a superpower. You can't argue with a superpower like that. You have to have careful fucking talks and discussions.
God,
much like Trump's doing.
Jesus. I know. We have Trump or Biden as president. I'm just like, how did we get here, man? How did we get here?
I'll tell you how we got here. You let the gays get married in 2008. That's all it took. Obama was elected, and then the gays got married, and everything's been, and the American dream's been dying ever since. I'm just kidding, guys. Nelson looked at me like, is he smiling? Is he serious?
I think.
All right, let's answer this question. Okay, the Bolsheviks. The Bolshevik plague that began in Russia was the greatest. They set in motion a chain of events that would kill millions and inflict a near fatal. Wow, So, it was 100 years of communism.
Damn.
And 100 million people were killed in this time because of the Bolshevik plague.
Whoa.
Yeah. So also known as Red Terror. So it is. I mean, I guess you could talk. The Red Terror specifically is like a secret police of the Bolsheviks. They killed like 2 million people. So I people like to think that they're gonna have some utopian idea of Marxism, but
that's super odd.
Karl Marx and that guy was literally penniless, borrowed everything from everyone, never did shit with his life, and was disease ridden, and then people trusted the books and shit he wrote. I mean, listen, even a broken clock's right twice a day, so there is some merit, and I think everyone should read Karl Marx and have a deep understanding of the antithesis to how society should be, in my opinion. But to fucking be like, I'm a Marxist, I'm a communist, I hope not.
Yeah, man, that
wasn't real communism. What are you gonna do? Be the guy who has real communism? They'll kill you. You'll never get there.
Like, that's so odd how, like, I don't understand how people cannot look at that. And I'm very much a free market dude. But, like, there's definitely some flaws about the free market.
Yeah, but guess what?
But
there's also a significant...
communists that, like, never admit the wrongs. Like, and they say it's not real communism. I'm like, okay, well...
Or Marxism or socialism,
whatever.
It's
like I like capitalism, but, like, why there's child slavery, like, is partly because of capitalism. Like, you know, like, it's like, it has to be fixed. And it's like, it seems socialism, like... There's not a lot of room for fixing, I've noticed. Like, once it's in place, and it can only be driven more and not... And, like, there has to be a whole collapse to draw back. Where, like, with a free market, like, you can buy from somewhere else. You can, like, as a buyer and seller, okay, like Wayfair. Like, okay, I'm not going to do business Wayfair. Wayfair will go away, and that will slow down some human trafficking, hopefully.
One of the greatest... points to the whole argument is people it's definitely true, fuck those guys. Fucking bunch of child sex trafficking pieces of shit. The whole fucking like joke of the situation is people posting about capitalism on iPhones.
Yes, I know.
Like,
and people
fuck
say,
this system.
I know, and people are so
like,
like, well, you have
that.
to.
Someone posted a picture of a dog and they were like, what's he thinking about? And he's like, he's thinking about the evils of capitalism or something. And I was like, that dog would be being eaten if we weren't in a capitalist society.
Like, it's just so weird how
I'm pretty sure he's so much better off in this society as a pet than a dish.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, like Joe Rogan the other day, it's like, I think people are idealist and they think like, yeah, why can't we all be more egalitarian? But it's like, it's a numbers game too, man. Like, you get too many people in a room. I think the total that you can have a successful, peaceful society is like
75 to 150.
It's a little, I think it's like 130, I want to say. It was a lot more than I thought. So a cult. But it's not good cult. Yeah,
like some good cults.
You know what? Nobody talks about that. There might be some good cults out there.
Yeah. You might call them cults.
You know,
they're good.
Like Buddhist temples, like people live, like Buddhists just live in temples, like probably pretty little culty, but you know what? They're all super cool people.
I don't believe in having rules and limits for people. I don't think there should ever be an
all.
What's that?
There just shouldn't be an all. Like, all cults are bad. Maybe some cults are good.
There's no absolutes like that. Life is too nuanced. There's too many gray areas. I just don't think that people should make rules for other people and laws and things that restrict their freedoms. I think that people should have their own set of principles and follow them accordingly. And if they find someone who mirrors those values, that's who they should spend their life with. And if they find people they disagree with, they should also spend their life around those people so they have an enlightened sense of perspective. Get other people's fucking, and I'm sure, us fucking talking out of our asses is the perfect perspective for you to be enlightened by. That's how I feel.
No, I'm with that too, man. All right,
Nelson.
Dallas.
This has been
a long time coming.
I'm so happy to have you on. I'm sorry it took so long. I'm sure it was equal my fault. I fucked up yesterday too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You were supposed to be on yesterday. Didn't happen. I slept for 12 hours instead. And also, my mom and people were home, so I was like, not good.
They could have came on too, man.
She might have just barged in my door, and I was like, "Mom, I'm doing a podcast. Shut up! Where's my friends? Leave me alone. You're embarrassing me." But yeah.
All right, man. Now, do you know if your guests re-listen to these podcasts that they're on?
Yes, they do.
They do.
I don't get it.
I will not.
I don't care if anyone that is ever on listens to an episode. That's good. It's totally fine. This is just my show.
I've listened to it.
That's
to be
nice.
fair.
My first time I was on a podcast, I did not listen to the episode after. The idea that someone does is crazy. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh yeah, I know. I was thinking about that.
I think people are just so narcissistic, and they're like, "Did I say anything cool? Did I say anything bad? Did I say anything stupid?" They're just so worried about themselves, and it's like we had a beautiful conversation.
It was yeah.
Don't ruin it, please.
No. Cancel the whole fucking thing, Dallas.
you have a great internal clock. I think it's time to kick this thing out the door. Nelson Almodovar, thank you so much. I love you
very much.
I'm so happy to have done this. This is the bad etiquette. What is it called?
The bad etiquette.
The Bad Etiquette Podcast. Where the fuck are you?